Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. It is late. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me some thumbs up, some likes, or something. Okay. Let me shout y'all out real quick. Hey, Karen J. Hey, Mom Life Love. Karen. Karen, I'm up because of you. You the one sent that paperwork. You the one sent that motion through him. Well, that ain't the reason why I'm up, but that's the reason why I'm going back live. Cause this stuff is moving fast. Tune, what it do? What it do? Hey, Kayla, Jennifer. Yeah, Tune, go on to bed, honey. You old folk. So, okay. So earlier I told y'all that it seemed like the prosecutor. I didn't know if it was the first. I didn't know if it was the prosecutor or defense, but then I said it was the prosecutors trying to get something admitted, but with regards to an inconsistent statement, and they tried to say that it's not. Hold on, y'all. Shit. What? Hold on. I'm not even on the screen, child. I don't click something. My ass, I don't operate this type of stuff. Okay. Stop. So, it seems like, and I'm pretty sure this was this particular motion that done came through here, right? I'll bring it up. Let me not say motion. Let me tell you exactly what it is. Hold on. All right. Okay. So, so this is what I'm pretty sure that was under seal, right? And I'll read it real quick. Let me make it big. Okay. And it says, get it right. Pursuant to the court's February 9, 2021 order, enclosed please find the parties joint proposed the jury charge, and verdict form in the above referenced matter with the following exceptions to the joint nature of the jury charge. Defense counsel objects to two of the requests set forth in the jury charge and proposes alternate language, to which the government objects. A copy of their request is enclosed. Hold on. That is not what I'm supposed to be reading. My bad. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. Woo. I know y'all like, what the hell is she reading? That is not what I'm supposed to be showing. Let me show what I'm supposed to be showing. So I can get y'all on up out of here. Okay. All right. This is the right one. Okay. Sorry about that. The government respectfully submits this letter in response to the defendant's request on September 22nd, 2021. The court included in its jury charge instructions regarding the witnesses who have testified pursuant to a grant of immunity and who have been entered into a cooperation agreement with the government. The government does not oppose the defendant's request that instructions on these topics be given to the jury. However, the government objects to the language proposed by the defendant and respectfully submits the following proposed language attached hereto as Exhibit A to this letter in it in its instruction to the jury regarding these topics. Okay. Oh, my sneeze. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm going to sneeze too. Hold on. Shit. Excuse me. Okay. I couldn't hit the damn mute button fast enough. All right. Exhibit A: immunity and accomplice and cooperating witness testimony. It reads, you have heard the testimony of a witness, Demetrius Smith, who testified that he was involved in planning and carrying out certain crimes with the defendants and others. So okay, so I see why they wanted whatever statement he had made to be excluded from the hearsay. Got it. All right. Says the government argues as it permitted to do so that it must take the witnesses and as it finds them. Okay, meaning Demetrius is busted up. He lies and shit. That's what it means. He gets on there and he has the shakes and stuff like that from the crack and stuff and the drugs and the alcohol. That's what that means. It means it's probably gonna lie and be very inconsistent. Okay, that's what it talks about. All right, that's probably the point of that 801. What it was D1A they put in there for this. Okay, it argues that only people who themselves take part in criminal activity have the knowledge required to show criminal behavior by others. For those very reasons, the law allows the use of accomplice and co-conspirator testimony. Indeed, it is the law in federal courts that the testimony of one accomplice or co-conspirator may be enough in itself for conviction if the jury finds that the testimony established guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. When I tell you they are thinking of everything, they are thinking of everything. Then they're not gonna. So so they do a lot of this stuff, right? If the defense get up there and say, who you gonna believe, Demetrius? He's a blah blah blah. He told a lie before under a statement. So is he lying? How did he say it? Is he lying now? Or is he lying then? Or however they say it. So they getting ahead of all of that. Well, they letting you know, just in case the defense, come on with that. He's just letting you know. You have also heard that Demetrius Smith testified under a grant of immunity from this court. What this means is that the testimony of the witness may not be used against him in any criminal case, except a prosecution for perjury, giving a false statement, or otherwise failing to comply with the immunity order of this court. You are instructed that the government is entitled to call as a witness a person who has been granted immunity by order of this court, and that you may convict a defendant on the basis of such a witness testimony alone if you find that the testimony proves the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have also heard testimony from one witness, Lewis, who testified pursuant to cooperation agreement with the government after he pleaded guilty to a federal crime. There has been some discussion about this so-called cooperating witness in the summations of counsel and about whether or not you should believe him. Cooperator testimony is of such a nature, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all, that it must be scrutinized with great care and viewed with particular caution when you decide how much of that testimony to believe. They're getting ahead of it. I have given you some general considerations on credibility, and I will not repeat them all here, nor will I repeat all of the arguments made on both sides. However, and what she means is that because this is a joint effort, along with the judge and everything. What she's saying is that she's already told you, how to view certain, it's somewhere in that jury instruction, I'm sure, how to view certain witnesses' testimonies and, and this, that, and the third, right? It just give you all of that, giving the jury those instructions. So it says, however, let me say a few things that you may want to consider during your deliberations on the subject of cooperating witnesses and those testifying pursuant to a grant of immunity. You should ask yourselves whether such witnesses would benefit more, by lying or by telling the truth. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Was their testimony made up in any way because they believed or hoped that they would somehow receive favorable treatment by testifying falsely? Or did they believe that their interests would be best served by testifying truthfully? If you believe that the witness was motivated by hopes of personal gain, was the motivation one that would cause him to lie, or was it one that would cause him to tell the truth? You have also heard that Lewis has been promised that if he provides substantial assistance to the government and testifies truthfully, completely, and fully, the government will present to the sentencing court what is called a 5K 1.1 letter, which is a downward departure, which means that if the judge accepts it, she doesn't have to accept it, but if she does, she can sentence. Oh, he who I guess they got the same judge. He or she could um sentence him outside of the guidelines, so he would receive less time. So that's what that letter means. That 5K 1.1 letter. The 5K 1.1 letter sets forth the cooperating witnesses' criminal acts as well as the substantial assistance the witness has provided. I instruct you that the 5K 1.1 letter does not guarantee the cooperating witness a lower sentence. Okay, all right, I said that. This is because the sentencing court may, but is not required to, take the 5K 1.1 letter into account when imposing sentence on the cooperating witness. The court has discretion whether or not a 5K 1.1 letter is written to impose any reasonable sentence the court deems appropriate up to the statutory maximum. The final determination as to the sentence to be imposed rests with the court, aka the judge, not with the government. In sum, you should look at all of the evidence in deciding what credence and what way, if any, you should want to give to the accomplice and cooperating witness. And that's it with that. Okay, so that's pretty much self-explanatory. Um, that's pretty much self-explanatory, honey. So I'm back on the screen, y'all. Let me see what my topics were. Didn't write down my topics. That's new motion. What else? All right. So I had to ask a question about where we right as I sit up there and get with the pull up the court TV, right? Because I saw that they have a update on the case. So I like to go on over there to old court TV, see what they talking about. But now the defense got a card they can play. They didn't deploy the secret weapon, so I don't know what the hell going on. But they have they have a card that they can play, right? They can get up there and talk about intent. Since these elements and stuff are loaded up with intent, they could get up there and talk about intent. They could say they can give him a reason as to another excuse as to why his he didn't intentionally do these crimes, right? Again, they can play the he's slow learning or slow understanding or whatever you want to call it. Oh, that could play to his intent, right? That would directly impact his intent. That would mitigate his crime. I mean, they're gonna have to do something at this point because it looks like the prosecution is thinking of everything. I've got the blue circle, y'all. I'm trying to share this court TV. So I'm going to guess if I had asked that question, I think that D Michelle is asking why I have the blue circle that's going around and around. Um, I don't know. I think that the verdict would take shit. I say anywhere from this Friday to Wednesday. I'm guess, and it could be a couple days longer. Reason being, this jury charge is a bit, could be a bit confusing. On top of, and I don't know how clear or whatever she's going to give her instructions. I mean, I don't know. From what I gather, the is the prosecution and they still I think they still up there giving their closing, right? So I apologize, y'all. This I'm getting a circle, honey. I am getting a damn circle. I believe that it. I mean, shit. I don't know what to tell you. Can y'all still hear me? Janky ass live, honey. Oh Lord. Hold on, y'all. All right. Sorry about that. Shit. So, oh shit. Okay, that was me. All right, so let me get this. Share this damn court TV.
What about your client? How's he feeling?
Sure, I'm sure. I don't want to speculate, but because I haven't spoken to him this afternoon, but you mean in general?
Yeah, in general, is he feeling positive?
I think he knows what the evidence is, and he just hopes the jury sees the evidence the way that he sees it.
A member of R. Kelly's defense team speaking with Court TV after court today. Big day inside the courtroom, by the way. Take a look. We've got, that's right. We don't have video for you because it's federal court. Thank you, Chief Justice Roberts. So what we do have a sketch is R. Kelly today declining, right there in that moment, declining to testify, declining to take the stand in his own defense, declining to refute the allegations himself. That happened today. All right, let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Julie Janae is joining us live from Brooklyn. So that's a big moment. We've got that, and we've also got closing arguments today.
That's right, Vinny. The defense rested their case today, and then closing arguments began from the prosecution. The defense, before that, called their final witness, the fifth witness, Julius Darrington, who was a music consultant who worked with the defendant. He said he never saw any of the living girlfriends having to follow the strict rules that some of the other employees who've taken the stand have talked about. He said that the time that he spent there, he didn't see any locks on any of the doors, and that he spent a significant amount of time at the studio and would have been able to proceed if that was going on, but echoing what the other defense witnesses who have all been employees of the defendant have said, that they did not witness any abusive behavior. So that was the end of the defense's case in front of this jury.
Julia, I just want to jump in. I just want to jump in just for a quick second. Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to ask you this last night, and I ran out of time. Has the defense called any former girlfriend to the stand? Someone who was, one of R. Kelly's girlfriends, and to the stand to say, oh yeah, he treated me well. There were, there was no abuse. It was just a nice relationship that we had.
They did not. There were only people who worked with him, all males who have taken the stand for the defense. They said on the record, the defense attorneys to the court, that they were working to get one of the friends of one of the Jane Does, but had difficulty with contacting her and having their investigator interview her. And then there were some traveling and lodging issues. So it seemed that there were some attempts to call more witnesses. We even know that they wanted to call a psychiatry expert today and ultimately elected not to call her after some rulings from the court on what that expert could and could not testify to. But in answer to your question, no former girlfriends testifying on behalf of Robert Kelly.
All right, I interrupted you. Tell us about the closing argument.
Closing arguments by Assistant U.S. Attorney Elizabeth Geddes, and the way she began her closing arguments really, I think, is important for this jury to understand what the government has as far as a burden, because if they're thinking about this case as far as a criminal enterprise, we've heard supporters outside saying it's impossible for one man to be an enterprise.
Oh no,
that was cleared up by Geddes. Here's a look at what she said today. This enterprise that's charged in the indictment is not a criminal one. The law recognizes that criminals are more powerful when they are backed by a group, and without the services of those people who were around Kelly, his entourage, he could not have carried out these crimes for 3 decades. They enabled his crimes, and they happened over and over. In that courtroom today, she went through that issue multiple times, and during all of that, she had behind her this image that had multiple photographs on it, one with R. Kelly in the middle, and then different circles around him. So you see there in the sketch what that looked like. That was behind her during the entirety of her 3-hour plus closing arguments, and she's not done. We attempted to recreate what that web looks like in the courtroom. We have some of the photos that are on that illustration that were provided to us by the prosecution. But what the prosecution wants to make sure that this jury sees is that Kelly is in the middle of it. They are not saying, as we heard from the closing arguments, that the other members of this enterprise actually had a criminal intent. Here's more from that closing argument. This doesn't mean that the members of the enterprise knew what was happening or were even happy about it. That's not what the law requires. The government doesn't have to prove that the enterprise or actors acted with criminal intent, only that the defendant had the criminal intent. So that's huge.
Oh no, the circle.
Only that Kelly was acting criminally.
All right, let's get a little reaction from our think tank still with us tonight. Eklund Mercy, Nima Romani, and Kirk Nurmi. Kirk, all right, so the defense is calling witnesses to say, no, I never saw anything bad happen, but not calling one of the girlfriends. How about calling one of these former girlfriends who could talk about what a great guy R. Kelly is and how well he treated the women, you know, and wined and dined them and did everything that a chivalrous man would do?
Well, Vinny, I'm guessing they looked near and far and tried to find such a person and had no luck. Nobody could come forward and offer that kind of testimony. And instead, the defense in this case went for, as we just heard, 5 male employees, right, that were all on the payroll and didn't see anything. And this is one of those situations where I think the defense, if you don't have a good defense, in most cases, if you can't put on a good defense, you're better off not putting on a defense at all. And I think this is exactly what we saw on display here, because what you mentioned would be the start of a good defense. What we saw was a failed defense, I think, a defense that will ultimately fail, and one that would have been better left unsaid so they could simply argue reasonable doubt at the closings.
Nima Romani, former federal prosecutor, you know, I'm looking at the prosecutor making this closing argument, and they put the little chart in the sketch up there. Not exactly Cosa Nostra.
Yeah, but I agree with Kirk here. I mean, really poor job by the defense team, and it's how you start and how you finish. Let's not forget, they started with someone who had never tried a federal criminal case, and Judge Donnelly was sustaining objections left and right during the opening statement. And now on Monday, they call 2 witnesses. They don't have their witnesses in order. The judge is upset. The jurors have their time wasted. The court staff, they come back on Tuesday, another 2 witnesses. Again, they're making excuses. Finally, the 5th witness comes today, Wednesday. So really kind of a poor job when they had 6 weeks to get their witnesses lined up. They weren't good witnesses. They weren't organized. So it's just looking like a train wreck for R. Kelly. And the whole enterprise argument, I mean, the jury instructions are clear. It can be a loose association of individuals. It doesn't have to be an actual entity. So that's a failed argument, in my opinion.
Eklund Mercy, he decided not to testify.
Yeah, because he has that constitutional right to remain silent and force the prosecution to, to prove their burden. I think from a defense point of view, the cases like these are hard. We have the R. Kelly case, and it has crippled other careers just by being adjacent to it. So finding witnesses to testify on behalf of the defendant like this is going to be very, very hard. Even with subpoenas, you still want to subpoena witnesses, but you don't know what they're going to testify to, and you don't know how helpful they're going to be on the stand. Again, just how big this case is, and the crimes alleged in this case, anybody testifying here is going to have some issues with their career afterwards. Being associated with this man is going to harm you. So finding witnesses to agree to that is going to be hard. And so that's what things of the issues that defense attorneys actually have to deal with. With regards to the criminal enterprise argument, however, I think that the defense may have the end because although, yes, it's his intent, he can make all the demands he can want. He wasn't rich and he's rich now. He can make all the demands that he wants, but they do not have to supply these demands. And we're dealing with an industry that has these men, these powerful men can do whatever they want. So to say that it's, they're going to, I think that the jury knows a little bit more. They're going to want to know who else aided him. It doesn't matter if he can ask for any type of girl. They do not have to supply it. And then another thing too is an argument that can be made by the defense is that he didn't have to believe. They could have lied to him. It's like, yeah, I'm looking for a 15-year-old lookalike. So these are arguments that the defense attorney may go into in their closing just to throw up some smoke. But I don't think it's completely dead in the water yet. Okay. I think that they can still poke some holes.
When you're relying on smoke, you may need a couple mirrors along with that smoke. Julia Janae, Court TV legal correspondent, what's in store for tomorrow in Brooklyn?
Tomorrow, more closing arguments. The prosecution was only up to Jane Doe number 4. We know there are 6 in the indictment, so possibly another couple of hours from the prosecution. Then the defense will begin their closing arguments. We understand Deborah O'Canick is going to be delivering those on behalf of Robert Kelly, and then a rebuttal from the prosecution. We may be in a verdict watch by the end of the day, but as far as the length of time, it may get pushed to Friday just because it will be almost the end of the day when this jury starts getting charged.
Julie Janae in Brooklyn, New York tonight, talking about perhaps another Friday verdict here on Court TV. Thanks so much. Still ahead.
Shit. So, let me blow my nose real quick. Arguing straight up, reasonable doubt. Let me blow my nose on that for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Straight up reasonable doubt. I don't know about that. As I stated, as I'll repeat myself. The prosecution does not have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt, just beyond reasonable doubt, meaning just enough to erase reasonable doubt, not doubt itself, reasonable doubt. I don't know about that. See, I'll drop the link to see what y'all got to say, but I don't know about all that. I'll drop the link. They got it here. DJ Amazing, what's going on?
Just listening to the sound of your voice, listening to this case about to be over. I'm so glad it's about to all be over. But I will say it's not a reasonable doubt just yet.
Why you say that?
In my belief, it just hearing out of everything that you said, they said, to sum it all up, I think he's going to get a hung jury.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because you got a lot more against them, but all they need is to poke holes, like the man just said. You need smoke and you need mirrors. If he could just get one of those mirrors and say, oh, I got one, that's all it takes.
Right. And I think the prosecution is going through trying to think of everything to try to jump out in front of them or trying to, and I mean, and this just shows why. And shout outs to Kill, because that jury instruction exercise was, I mean, he told me to, to read through it or whatever, and I turned it into exercise that we didn't get a chance to fully complete. But I guess you guys, y'all let me know if y'all got a gist of what the exercise was going to be, because that stuff matters. It might look, like, okay, it's like I was trying to tell Killer. It's not as simple as, all right, here go the evidence, and you can't defend it because we got evidence, and that's it. Don't work that way.
I can tell you right now, them jurors ain't gonna sit there and go through all that evidence. You know as well as I know they're not gonna sit there and go through all that shit. More than likely, them people already got it made up in their mind which way they gonna go with this. To me, that I'm not for R. Kelly. You know that part, and I'm not against him. But at the same time, I think the district attorney is doing too much at this point.
Oh, that's an interesting take. That's an interesting take. That take you got liable to get your ass whooped by by the anti R. Kelly people. Yeah, that's an interesting take. Okay, I can see why you say that. But here's the thing, right? This is going to cause both sides to be pretty detailed, because this isn't, even though he's charged alone, right? So it would be easy to just look at him and have a bunch of charges that's directly connected to him, like he did this stuff, by himself. He did it. You got to incorporate others. And when you incorporate others, that's when it get a little tricky. Because the defense can go up here and say, just like them people say, I ain't tell them, R. Kelly ain't tell them to do none of that shit. But here's the thing. It will make more sense than not that R. Kelly allegedly tell the people to do them things, because it's the three V's. At his behest, on his behalf, and he benefited from it. So it's more, if they drive something like that home, I don't see where it would be a hung jury.
But you just said it out of your own mouth. Listen to what you just said. All it takes for his defense is to sit there and say what you just said, but in a different critiqued way, and saying, hey, R. Kelly didn't tell him to go get all these women. R. Kelly said to bring him back women. He was under the impression these were women. His people that brought him these, alleged young women did this to him, and they profit off of it because they was getting money from R. Kelly. They can pinch it that way.
Right. And if they do that, what's the name of that defense? It begins with an E. Making excuses, right?
Correct. 1000%.
Right.
But like again, excuses are like asses. Everybody got one. But can the jury buy it? That's the question. Can the jury buy that bullshit?
Exactly.
All you need is one of them to buy that bullshit. You don't need all of them. He need one of them.
But here's the thing that the prosecution will have on their side. Don't know what they said or whatever. If they illustrate that this happened over a 30-year period, this will happen with multiple people that were in, or what have you, right? If they talk about multiple people, and it's very important to pick out the time span of all those people they have on that board, because that will tell the jury that this just didn't, oh, God damn, why did this nigga, speak? Shouldn't you be somewhere, running around the street, exercising or something, scratching your hair or washing your ass? What it do, Killer? What it do?
What it do? What up, DJ Amazing?
Oh shit! What's up, man?
Damn.
Damn, DJ Amazing.
What he do to you? Damn.
I feel like I'm getting ready to go to the motherfucking principal's office with this nigga in the room.
Oh
No, they
no.
good. But no, I can't. I'm gonna be. I'm tired of saying. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna get up off of here. I was looking at how long it took in '08 and for the deliberation, and it took 7.5 hours. Although this case is way more complicated than that. I believe they had the prosecutors had about 14 witnesses, 13 or 14 people that they brought up to the stand, and they got 3 times that amount. But I think 2 days. If they go, well, I would say 3 days deliberation. If they go past 3 days, that's when I'm nervous about a hung juror. Because that means they in there arguing.
Right.
They in there arguing.
Yeah.
This is a sequestered jury. They want to go back to their family, and the last thing they want to do is be deliberating for a goddamn week. So if it get to the point where it go past 3 days, I'm nervous. I don't think it's going to be the case. I'll say 2 days. 2 days, and they're gonna come back with a verdict.
But even going 2 days is still questionable because in actuality, like Angie said, when they put that board out there and said R. Kelly is in the middle of that shit, that that's the last thing that them jurors saw, and that got to play a part.
Well, I think that the what's gonna play a part is the instructions. If they clear, if they precise, or if they have to keep going back and asking questions to be, so they can get a clear understanding. That's what's going to play a part. And I think Auntie Ann is going to be very clear, And also, here's another thing that you have to look at when it comes to New York, Eastern District of New York. They have a 99.4% conviction rate. 99.4 conviction, not hung, conviction. So that means they know what they're doing over there. They know what they're doing over there.
Building Dom Kane. Yeah.
What up, Dom Kane? What up, Dom Kane? Yeah, if it go past 2-3 days, I'm nervous. Hung jury is always possible. I don't think that would be the case. I've been in a situation. I'm speaking from experience. I've been in a situation where I was on a juror, and I was that person trying to hang it up, and they got in my ass. They got in my ass.
I know you would be somewhere embarrassing us. Lord have mercy. They had to jack you up in the damn jury room.
They got in my ass. So,
I'm hungry.
I didn't been in traffic court jury, if that make any sense. I know that's the same thing as a damn jury trial, but I was in one, and they had one guy who just kept saying, "Man, that ticket was bullshit." I ain't going for that, and I was like, hey man, whatever you vote, I'm just ready to go.
God damn. Well, I hope ain't nobody like that in there.
Nah, because we was on in the thing traffic court. It was I was.
Well, traffic is a bit different.
Traffic is a bit 2 hours, so imagine being in the same room with somebody for 7 hours.
Traffic is a bit different from a criminal. Another thing, I don't know if they did it or not, but they had like over 20 stipulations that they had to turn in before they started their closing. So I don't know if they did that or not. That's another thing that can hurt them if they didn't turn those in. The defense. It was over 20. The defense, the prosecutors was mad because they haven't got them, and they both have to agree with the stipulations. They both have to agree, and so the prosecutor was mad, like, we haven't got these stipulations. So the judge pretty much told them, like, you got to closing till after the lunch break to get these stipulations in before they start their closing statement. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything after that. I don't know if they got any in, half of them in, all of them in. So if they was unable to get those in, That's something else that can hurt them. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. I never saw a defense just so unorganized.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call them unorganized because they came up with some shit. Now they came up with the best they had to come
They
up now.
came up with the only thing they can do. That was the only defense they had was, and that's what they did. So I get that. I get that. They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. They didn't have much to work with. So considering of what they had to work with, I can't say okay, pat on the back. But I don't think it was enough.
Yeah, but we can say it wasn't enough. Man, Angie, like Angie said, she didn't deal with this type of shit before. And like I said, all it takes is just somebody on that motherfucking jury.
Just take
Somebody
one.
on there.
It just take one. But if that were to happen, let's say if
I
that
ain't dealt
were
with
to
no
happen,
crimes like this. No, I ain't dealt with no crimes like this. Nope.
let's say if that was to happen, it's just gonna start over.
But hold
Do it
on,
again.
Angie. Hold on. Angie, do you have the makeup of the jurors? I know there's some of them are black
It's
and some
very
of them are Asian.
diverse.
Do you
They
have
diver-
the jury pool?
I think that's
they
why I said 7 men and 5 women. I don't know how many black or white.
they did when they first picked them. They did explain them, and it was very diverse. Similar. Here's another thing. So it was diverse, similar to the Mute R. Kelly campaign. The Mute R. Kelly campaign was very diverse,
Right.
and they got a lot done. And ironically, the Mute R. Kelly campaign was in New York at Sony,
How
and they
many?
did some damage. They did some damage.
Yeah, they did. How many men you think? I don't remember. How many
I
men?
can't. I don't know. I have to go back. They did list the men and the nationality and the ages and all that stuff when they first did it. I don't recall, so I'm gonna tell
The
you.
only reason I'm asking because I'm thinking that black man that's a part of the jury. That's why I feel like he gonna be the one that's gonna be like, you know what? Nah, I ain't buying this shit. I'm saying not guilty.
Not New York. 99.4 conviction rate.
I understand
99.4
that.
conviction.
I get that. But I feel like it's gonna be him.
Okay. Well, even like I said, even if it's a hung jury, it just means they start over with a new set of jurors. Reset the deck. Hopefully by then they'll be more prepared. And here's another thing: if it was a hung jury, the prosecutors know exactly, how the defense is going to come now. They got their playbook.
Yeah, that probably shit. That probably
Now
changed.
the question is, what kind of charges gonna come from that? Can they retry the same charges?
They're
Because
going to start the same shit over and over. It's going to be the same exact, if not more. Hell, I doubt if it's any more. But they now what I want to know is if it was a hung jury, would they put that on hold and put everything else on hold until they do it again? Would they put Illinois on hold until they do that again, or would they go here with Illinois and come back to it?
No, yeah, no. Illinois, whoever's up, whenever they reschedule this, because remember they schedule based on everybody's calendar. You know what I'm saying? Was the judge and the two sides, right? So most
Hmm.
likely, whatever's gonna be coming up, pushing through, that's what's gonna be pushing through. When they say Chicago gonna be up,
I thought, hell, I thought it was supposed to be next month. I'm pretty sure they're gonna reschedule. I gotta look at it again. Or I don't know if he said he was gonna wait and reschedule when this was done. I don't know. I had to look at the dockets. I know it
see,
changed so many times. It
see,
changed
I
so many
did
times.
what you did, Killer. I went back and looked at the R. Kelly first trial,
Right, it
and
was 7.5 hours.
if you really look at it, them jurors came back within 7 hours and said not guilty. They it's like I said, he couldn't buy them jurors off. I don't think he bought them
Yeah,
jurors off.
and it
I
wasn't
think what
hung.
happened was is
And they wasn't hung.
that little girl didn't testify.
That's exactly what it was. They interviewed them and said it was because she haven't testified, and you had half people saying it's her, half people saying it's not. They agreed that it was R. Kelly. The problem was they couldn't come to the conclusion that it was her because it was split. So that was the only reason he walked. But
Now, but the question is why if why didn't they
but check it
retry
out.
the
Check
case?
this out. Check this out. Check this out. If it was her, so they took 7.5 hours, right? Now, had she testified, they probably would took 3 hours.
mm, yeah, yeah. Okay, but listen now. I pretty much held my position on the visual depictions for Jane Doe number 2, forward. Pretty much
What's your
held my.
percentage, Angie? Where you at
Oh,
right
my
now?
percentage after when I read that article and stuff like that, it's at 113. I ain't want to go over 115. I got 113. Damn them other depictions. I got about that. Damn. Just when I went live and said what that prosecution, should be trying to tie up in that what she should be saying in that first part of it about that bribery and all of that about Demetrius, and Hollywood came out and said pretty much what the prosecutor said, and I said, oh hell no, let me go and move these percentages on up. Okay, and then I read
But
that article. That was just too much for me. I got all thrown off. I got all like, what? Boy, I started going.
before I get up out of here, I want to say this. Um, so everybody's saying that he had five people come up. That's terrible. No, that's actually good. The reason he had 5 people up is because they couldn't bring nobody else up, and the 5 people that they did bring up was somewhat damaging. So imagine if they would have brought up people around him that was damn near around here his whole goddamn life. Will Edie, the twins, Blackie, who else? Bubba, Joy. If they would have brought them up, that would have hurt R. Kelly. That would have hurt him. So they couldn't bring them. Although people want them and asking like, why y'all didn't show up where y'all at? They can't. They can't. I saw a message with the twins that and she said that she got a call from Mechanic or his defense team and said they decided not to go with her, and it was for a reason because they ultimately probably would have hurt him on the cross. Because
Yeah, I heard something about Sharon Winbush was supposed to be up there, but they won't use her because that's able to bring up R. Kelly's wife.
they wasn't gonna lose her. She already said on court TV that she wasn't testifying in the beginning of the trial.
But you know what? Depending on which twin it is, because I had to read. Wait a minute. Excuse me.
Oh shit.
I had to read one of them, the one that that said that it got on the stand and said that it was that he did it or whatever on the 2008 trial.
Right. So imagine that cross. Imagine that cross. Imagine that cross.
I was and this was about anything with some racist shit. Baby, I'm ready to swing some hands. Every racist. Listen, don't do that. Don't play them games. So she was saying, man, like all the girls were like coming from the streets, like they trash. Pretty much, I'm paraphrasing. She was like, there's this and then she always say, and I'm in school. I'm trying to get my master's degree in this, and they don't have that. And I was like, so I went at her about those comments. And then she was like, and they dropped that signature phrase, right? I'm talking about, you're not for Rob. I'm like, first of all, I never said I was for him or against him. I said, you talking about I'm not. Now, ain't you the bitch that got on that stand and said, I ain't
100 and whatever percent. I think she beat your percentage, Angie. She had your percentage. She's 113% that's R. Kelly and Rashana on that tape.
Yeah, come telling me I ain't from R. Kelly. If you don't get on the stand and say, no, it's him in that video. It's him. Girl, if you don't get your ass out of here, I don't give a damn nothing about no white privilege and none of that shit. And I had to tell her, I said, you up here struggling trying to get a master's. I done all of that in 2000. I had 5 degrees in 2000. Now do that, bitch.
Killer, let me ask you this question for y'all before you get up out of here. How long? What's your prediction of how long you think the jury's gonna take? Same for you, Angie. What's your prediction on this?
I'm gonna have to hold off until I see how long they closing argument is. If they closing argument is short as hell, I'm gonna go with 3 days.
I'm
Two,
I got guilty by Wednesday.
because my understanding, the prosecutor's still doing their closing argument. They was at Jane Doe number 4 before they ended, so they still got 2 more Jane Does to go. So it
That's what I
appears
mean
that
when I say they doing too much. They already said all of this shit. I feel like they doing the overkill. They trying to sell it too
no,
much
that's a
at this
closing
point.
argument. They got to tie everything together one by one. They
But the
got to do
question is,
this.
they've been doing that the whole case. So why even
No, this
why?
the format. This the format how it go. Like they have to do opening statement, and then they do the witnesses, and then they do closing argument. That's the format. And they did the same thing in the opening statement. They did one by one, each Jane Doe number 1 through whatever. So they doing the same thing for the closing. Like that's how it goes. But it's not too much. It's a lot of stuff going on here. So they gotta make sure they tie everything together.
I
If
get
it
it.
was
My
two,
prediction
if
is 2 days. Like Angie, I'm with Angie. 2 days.
you said 2 days, Angie,
No, I said no, I ain't said that, DJ Amazing. I said guilty by Wednesday, next Wednesday.
so you got about 4 5 days.
Yeah, reason being because after the defense starts their closing, then it will depend on what they say or whatever. Then the prosecutor can come back with some rebuttal. So
Right,
yeah,
right, 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 right. So that may be. Oh, you're right. Because that may be another 3 4 hours.
yeah, depending on how they
So
go.
it appears that they closing lasted longer than all their witnesses that they brought up. Um, but yeah,
Do you
man,
think that the defense closing will last more than 4 hours?
I don't think so. I give them an hour.
An hour? Come on now.
Give them an hour, hour and a half.
Can they put their exhibits up? Can
And
you get
here's what.
time?
Yeah, they're gonna have a depot board up there. Um, here's why I don't think Canic. I think the problem with Canic. I think this is where you're gonna see Canic being problematic in the close, and it's where it's going to show where he needed more time. Not to take anything away from Canic, but this is where it's going to show where he needed more time to be on this defense.
What?
Had they had Canic in the beginning, instead of Greenberg, I don't know now. I may be saying 100.
Well, but you think about it, all he needs just what the testimonies were, what the evidence was, and he already done crafted his
He need a
defense.
lot. He need a
So
lot because it appears that things are not going the way they would like, and you can see that in the motions that they write. They trying to get it to suit, to conform to work in their favor,
The
and
jurors, they say the jurors. I mean, forget all that. They want that shit to show to the jurors. They know exactly what they doing.
well, it got to be according to the law,
yeah,
and they trying to twist shit. So they trying to twist things, but it have to be what the law says. So it looked like they've been losing that. They've been losing that. Every time they try, they've been losing that. Motion after motion. I haven't heard any ruling yet. I don't know if she ruled or not, but I haven't heard anything.
he be doing it
Uh,
in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? And it eventually get in
but
pace at some point. And that's why I be
but
needing them goddamn updates from Dr. Ag. Dr. Ag, can you please give it them? I need it from what she said. Can I get the people
well,
to write
Dottie,
down what the judge said? Yeah, start
who that?
there.
You talking about Dottie?
Yeah, yeah. She's pretty good. She's real good. Hollywood's real good too. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people just skip to the witnesses.
Right.
I need to get from what that judge said. I need want to know what everybody said in the room because I am impatient. I don't have time to wait.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Give me some sleep. Tired of had a long day today.
All right, Kelly.
All right.
Well, no, yeah, no. She says everything, but I didn't want. I ain't see her do an update tonight. And the one on the 21st, they spoke about the judge spoke about the ruling on those jury charge amendments, and I didn't hear her say anything about that. But
That
I
probably
don't know.
come out sometime tomorrow though.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah, that's what I need to hear. That part. That's all. And I'm not saying this is. Let's get it. I'm not sure who was speaking with, but I'm not saying nobody's innocent or guilty. That is not my ever been my position. I'm saying based on the case and whether it was proved or not, I think it was proved, and that's the same way any juror's going to think. I mean, not saying they're going to think the jury's going to think either they proved it or they didn't.
The only thing his defense could shoot them up with is it was not an enterprise. They'd never proven enterprise. Try to smoke and mirror with that bullshit and hope it stick to the wall.
Yeah, looks like the prosecution is jumping ahead of that because you could tell just by what they said. She said in court, as you know what they said on court TV, as well as you know just her explanations and stuff. She's trying to get ahead of all that because, and you got to you know safeguard from what just be on the safe side. You don't know how that defense is gonna come, and I'm telling you. I mean, based on the defense, whatever their closing may be, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to walk those percentages back based on it.
Based
But
on
right
all the
now,
evidence, in actuality, she should be found guilty based on the evidence provided. But based on that same evidence, you know, they shot a couple here shots here and a couple of shots there. They were good shots. The question is, did they miss?
right. But he got a lot. But he got some room to work with. He can get creative. He can get creative, and as you see, just by that last letter motion, you could see that he is creative. Well, that was Cal. So the both of them together, you think they can come up with something?
Well, they I guess they gonna save the best for last and see what kind of shit they gonna stink up now.
Right.
Let me be a little more respectful. Let's see what them two gonna come up with and share with the jurors in the end. Save the best for last. 'Cause both sides saving the best piece for last.
What you mean
It's
the
like
best piece?
saying last call.
What best piece?
What you think closed arguments gonna be?
Well, I guess I told it said about some of it. About how they're gonna, you know, tell them that R. Kelly didn't have to be the one that bribed the actual official to get married, get married or what have you to Aaliyah allegedly. So I mean, they gon' they gonna blame everybody else. They gonna, I mean, it's just gonna go down a whole series of stuff that I've talked about, over these lives. So I mean, they got a lot to work with. Not well, no, I don't say that. But they got some stuff to work with. it ain't dead in the water. They got some a little room to work with, but arguing straight
I
up.
don't think it'd be enough to say not guilty. Now, again, all you need is one of those damn jurors. It's sad to say it, but all you need is one of them.
Yeah, Jay
Don't
Bennett
care
said
which
that.
one you get, as long as you get one of them to say, oh, you know what? I don't think it's enough.
Right.
That's the only sad part about it.
Well, Dom, I'm picking up some of your questions. Um, they proved the enterprise because an enterprise doesn't have to be a how can I put this? Okay, well I'll take it like this. An enterprise, and just take the criminal element out of it, can be exactly what he operated, a business. If I'm gonna take the criminal element out of it. So yeah, they proved that. Because they had, per the government, he had people acting on his behalf. So yeah, you take the criminal element. If you take out the criminal element out of enterprise, look up the regular Webster Dictionary verse form of it. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably right about this. And yeah, they prove what enterprise is.
The only reason I don't agree with you there, you can take that same element and let's say Walmart is an enterprise, right? And let's say an employee steals from Walmart, but the manager don't know nothing about it, or the supervisor don't know nothing about it. Same thing. The intent is there, but you cannot say Walmart is an enterprise.
Hmm? Wait a minute. What I'm saying is, and what I'm trying to say is this, right? If you take the criminal element out of it, you have people working on your behalf. Add in the criminal element, that what gives you the RICO. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with you there 100%.
But
That's
do
there.
yeah. So
I just feel like part of this case is a sham. Everything else has been proven, but some of this shit has been a sham.
yeah, I mean, it, you know, I think they have some hard shit to explain. Especially got to explain that man act and about it, and about the herpes and all of that.
That's why I
That's
say most of these jurors, yeah, they probably graduated high school, but who's to say they've done anything after that? You know what I'm saying? Most of these education, they don't have. Some of these people may even have an education past high school. So you think they're gonna really sit there and go through all of that shit? I think not.
Don K said, "What do you think is a sham?"
What you just, I mean, what you just said. They didn't really prove the man act. They didn't really prove the herpes because, like we said, what's her name? Sister said that she had the herpes before R. Kelly did, and she gave it to R. Kelly. So to me, that wasn't really just proven.
No, I ain't say that. What I'm saying is, first of all, that statement was made outside of the courtroom. Um, so it don't matter who gave it to who. That's not the crime. The crime is the exposure to it.
But didn't the crime have to take place of who had it first? Right?
No,
Who had it first?
no, it's exposure. Now he has a little room, wiggle room there, because they put in there that you know he wasn't trying to pass no disease to nobody, or expose nobody to no disease, because he wore protection and stuff like that. That prosecutor have to explain all of that.
It's just like the semen on the shirt. It was inconclusive. They didn't know whether it came from R. Kelly or not. No, like I said, there's shit in this case that I have questions about.
I don't think they said it was. Did they say it was inconclusive, y'all? Because I just thought there was talk on the streets. I don't know. Did they say that
They
DNA
said
test
the
on the
pieces
shirt
that
was
was cut
inconclusive?
from the shirt, they didn't know if really truly came from R. Kelly. Now I may be wording it wrong, I said it wrong, but I know they said that the doctor, the DA man, whoever it was on the stand, could not conclusively say it was for R. Kelly.
Is it is it to block somebody, D? Because our wrenches are for blue people, not to block though. Because I'm doing the blocking. No, Dom, you may disagree. Dom King, you could disagree. But the law isn't based upon what I say or what you disagree about. It ain't got nothing to do with who gave it to who. That was just a plus that it so it allegedly he spreaded it to them. That was just a plus for the prosecution to prove that not only did he expose them, he actually infected them.
All I'm gonna do at this point, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna keep watching, and see what these jurors come back with. Because I said in 2008 he was gonna be found guilty. Not only did he have sex with underage girl, he had a lot of child pornography, and he got all them charges got dismissed. He didn't get one, not
Okay.
one.
Wait a minute, Marie Parker. Hold on. I'm looking for your question. I'm sorry. I just looked up there. Okay, Miss Ann. There's a pic of Ann Donnelly hugging her friend who's a strong sports person. For me too. Do you think that makes her biased? And if so, can she be removed? Um, no, that doesn't make her biased, and she can't be removed from that. You can, as a an official, right? You have a life. Now, as long as she ain't out there like acting like she the KKK or the Me Too movement and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like she's her activity is crazy like that. Then no, she's fine. She could be a member of the move. Now, wait a minute. If she was a member of it, that might be a little dicey. But as far as just taking a picture with somebody or whatever, nah. If that's the case, if your associations played that heavily into your job, nobody would be employed. Yeah, nobody would be employed. So you just have to, yeah. But the fact that he actually allegedly passed it to someone, and here's the thing, right? And so, Tom, let's take your argument. Just take your argument. It's about who gave it to who first. All right. How many people? It's not just one person that showed up with herpes. It's several. So just say, we'll take your argument. Just say he is found not guilty for the first person. About 3 or 4 more up under there. Now, it's not going to be reasonable to think that everybody he slept with that testified with the herpes had a herpes when they met him. That's just not a reasonable thought. It's not logic. You in school. Let me know if you need a statistics paper. I got you. I got you down. But look for somebody else if you need English paper. That ain't never been my subject. Hello? Okay, y'all still there? What happened to DJ? Amazing. Yeah, they were section. So you mean to tell me that you but yeah, so you mean to tell me all them girls gave him the herpes? All of them? You got to pick. You can't have it both ways. Either one of them gave him the herpes and he gave them to everybody else, or all of them gave him the herpes. That's not logic, Don. Or are you saying he gave him the herpes, they gave him back to him? Or what? What's the logic, Don? Come on, Dom, now. Right. And just say you don't know who gave it to who. But you gotta say you don't know who gave it to who first. And when they confirmed the day he had knowledge of it, that's when he became criminally liable for exposing people to an incurable disease. So he exposed. Then the crime just just evolved because what is that? I think is the language in statute is willful, unknowingly or willful, something like that. Knowingly, willfully, intentionally, one of them. Yeah, so that's where they get them on. You're supposed to notify your people. I don't know how this gonna work. I sure make sure Doctor stay in that courtroom and give us because I really need to know what the defense closing is. Ooh, hold on, let me give me a minute. Wait a minute, give me 1 minute. All right. Sorry about that. Had to go and none of them take medicine for herpes. Hmm. Steve-O, I mean, I don't know about all that. Y'all be making shit up. I don't know about all that. Now I'm taking medicine for the herpes. I don't know about that. D Michelle, try typing now. Um, I don't know nothing about that right there, Debo. Y'all, y'all gets creative. I don't know, but excuse me, I'm pretty sure that they had to provide maybe their medical records or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Don't let me say that because I don't know if that because I didn't hear that in the transcripts and I didn't hear that as far as the updates. So okay, yeah. So we have to be careful with the information. I don't like all that. Yeah, it's you got to be careful who you get the information from, honey, around here, because they'll have you thinking, shit. Then my whole thing is, I ain't never want nobody to, and like if you a care supporter, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, it's gonna be all right. Oh, he got this and this, that, and the third. Oh, just pray about it. And don't get me wrong, I am not knocking prayer. Prayer does wonders. But I can tell you that the jail is full of people who prayed not to go in there and still praying to get out. So that's definitely not what I'm saying. I never. I'm just, it's all about God's will. It's all about God's will. And if He say it is what it is, oh, Lady Alicia, hello, Madame, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine. What's going on, ma'am?
Not much. I was just sitting in the bushes listening, and I don't understand why everybody is so confused over this herpes thing. It's really
Oh,
simple. They're talking about who gave it to who, and that's not the charge.
right, right.
It doesn't
Exactly.
matter who gave it to who. It doesn't matter that he was taking medication for it. I saw in the chat somebody says, well, if he was taking the medication, then that proves he didn't intend to give it to anybody. He's not charged with giving it to anybody. The charge is he did not tell them that he had it
Right.
before he had sex. That's the charge. That's it. That's all.
He exposed them, yeah.
He
And
he
even if
did
they would
not
have never gotten
disclose.
herpes, yeah, even if they would have never gotten herpes,
Right.
still
He
could have
did
been charged
not
for that.
disclose that he had it. That's it. He didn't disclose it. So yeah, there was an exposure. But the charge is he didn't disclose it. Not that he had it, not that he gave it to anybody. And like you said, Angie, the fact that so many of them got herpes, that was just a bonus.
Right, right. Because how you gonna
But they're
explain
not
that?
charging him with giving anybody herpes. They're charging him with not disclosing that he had it. He didn't tell them that he had it before he had unprotected sex. And I didn't hear any one of them sit there and say that he wore a condom.
Right.
They were asked. Everybody said no.
Oh wow. They said that?
Everybody said he did not wear a condom. One person even said she asked him, and I believe she was in the Uncharged Act.
And there go Dom King as we speak. Dom King, what it do? What it do? Come on in and tell us
What it do? I just wanted real quick, Miss Lady of Leisure. I've never met you. How's it going? Everybody in the chat. I just wanted to ask you a quick question. I'm very aware and I understand the herpes situation.
Right.
But I'm just curious. Have you been following the trial like every day?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So, well, then it's kind of hard for you to say, but
I'm sorry. It's kind of hard for me to say what.
That's what I'm going to ask you. So my question was to you was, how have they proven that he did not disclose to them that he had herpes? Just give me three reasons how they prove it.
Well, there's only one reason. Everybody said it. And his defense never said anything different.
Okay,
his
so
hold on.
You touched me when I was
His defense never said on this day that he had sex with you, didn't he have a condom? Nobody ever said that.
But that's still that's not.
No, Dom, you can't have it both ways.
I'm not having it both ways.
If my client did not do something, I'm going to discredit your testimony.
Okay.
With the fact. Not one of his attorneys said.
But hold on though. But so basically you're saying just because these uncredible women are saying that he didn't tell me, so now R. Kelly's not credible? That's confusing.
Dom, they're uncredible.
It's he say, she say. It's he say, she say.
It's not he say, she say.
It is.
It's not.
Okay,
I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna argue with you.
Okay, now hold on. Now what would be? Because what would be a reason how they would be able to prove it?
It's not he say, she say.
How they would be able to prove it? Okay. Now let's say, for example, I slept with you yesterday, right? Yesterday was what 22, whatever, 23, right? 9/22, let's say. Yesterday, I got herpes on 9/10. Right? Let's say I knew I had herpes on 9/10. I sleep with you on 9/22, right? And I don't know if you have. I don't know if you have. Hold on. Let's say. It's the truth. The truth background.
Yeah, the truth. Your background is on. Cut your background off. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just clear this up too. Okay, people are saying here we go, this and the third. Dom K has never said R. Kelly does not have herpes. I'm not one of those type of people. The doctor made it very clear R. Kelly has herpes. Okay, people could say shingles, all this other stuff. Me, I will accept that, and I know he has herpes. Period. Okay, that's a sidebar. Okay, he was taking medication for his herpes at the end of the day. So back to what I was saying was this. Let's say I knew I had herpes on 9/10. I meet up with you on 9/22. I have sex with you. I tell you I have sex. I just tell you, hey, I have herpes. Would you still want to have sex with me? But I'm taking medication. You say yes. Boom. I have sex with you, right? Later down the line, you say, oh, you didn't tell me this, that, and the third, right? They never even brought up, but you were sexually active, right? Prior to us having sexual intercourse on 9/22.
Because they can't.
Right, but
because they can't.
Hold on. Let me just
hold
finish.
on.
See, you're bringing in arguments that are not valid.
I'm not finished. It's very valid. Okay, it's very valid. So let's say you're sexually
It's not
active.
valid in court.
Okay.
It's not valid in court.
Okay, you're not allowing me to finish my point.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let him finish.
Okay, so this is my point, right? So I have sexual intercourse with you on 9/22, right? And then later down the line, you say, oh, blah, 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 whatever. You're making all these accusations. You didn't tell me I got contracted herpes, this, that, and the third. For one, you were sexually active prior to me. Two, they never brought in these people's medical records prior to. And when they did, they said that, for example, the one person, Faith, had herpes since 2010. 5 years way before she even met R. Kelly. You see
Who
what I'm
said
saying?
that? I never heard that.
Court.
I didn't.
In court, they said that she had herpes since 2010.
Did you read that in the documents?
Yes, it's in the documents. We read the transcripts on Sylvia's platform. She had herpes.
Oh well, I would never heard that.
Okay, so my point is this.
Did you read that in
my
the
point is this.
Did you read that in the
bottom, at the end of the day, okay, they have to prove that he knew he had herpes. He was taking medication for it. Okay, they have to prove that he did not tell them, and that's very hard to prove.
These women testified.
In your opinion,
unless it was on a recorded call.
Opinion.
Hold on, unless it was on a recorded call, a text message, something like that. That's
How about
different.
those sex tapes? How about
that's not. I'm
tapes?
talking about the herpes. I came on here to talk about the herpes.
Okay,
I'm not, me and Angie had this conversation. I'm not doing that again.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
I am listening.
No, you're not.
No, he's not.
Hold on, y'all. Don't jump him. Don't jump him. Hold on.
Me and Angie did a 7-hour live a couple days ago.
That means nothing.
Speaking about all of this.
That means nothing.
When I ask you about the sex tapes, I'm talking about, you said you can't prove it. I said, what about the sex tapes?
You still didn't answer my question. You still did not answer my question. You did not answer my question.
Oh my God, I can't.
I said, how did they prove? Since you said, well, for one, it's one thing. You said you haven't even followed the trial, and I just this is how I talk. So I'm not being rude or anything. This is how I talk when I'm passionate about something. Okay, so for one, you said you have. I asked you the first thing I asked you. I said, have you been following the trial? You said not really. So how can you speak to something you haven't even followed? That amazes me.
Part.
Lady,
how would you know that?
That was.
How would you know that?
Mean? How would I know that?
If you're not following it, how would you know that?
These
That's
women
one thing.
testified.
For two,
these women
I still
testified.
no. Can she answer the question though?
These women testified under oath.
That they
So it's
proved.
no longer hearsay. They testified under oath.
Exactly.
All of these women testified under oath. No,
it's not hearsay.
So people don't lie under oath. So people don't lie under oath.
That is your proof.
Come on
that
now.
is your business and your
Come
opinion.
on now. Let's be realistic.
Proven that they
You from
lied
Chicago.
though in court.
You from Chicago. You know that.
Me.
You know that.
Me. I'm from Chicago.
I'm talking about the truth. You know people lie under oath. I mean, let's just be real.
But Dom. So, let me tell you. So actually, by them testifying, right? That is evidence. Testimony is evidence.
It's evidence, absolutely.
And that's what they took it. Now, it was up to the defense attorney to prove that they were lying.
And they didn't do that.
So I'm not saying
they didn't do that.
I'm not saying that people don't lie under oath. Of course they lie under oath. That's why
again, Angie, she still hasn't answered my question.
I did answer.
Let's start there.
You won't stop talking. I did answer the question.
It's a simple question. You didn't. You said you haven't followed the trial.
Oh my God, he's still talking.
How is it even possible for you to answer that question?
Dom, that has nothing to do with herpes. You said you came up here to speak about.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does, because that's the charge. That is the charge.
What's the charge, Dom?
He did not disclose it. That is the charge.
That he did not disclose it. Exactly.
That is the charge.
And they have not proven that.
So you can't dance around it, sir.
I'm not dancing around it. They haven't proven that.
He did not.
Okay, so the truth. You follow the truth. The truth.
Opinion,
it's not my opinion. That's what I've watched the whole trial. I watch it every day. What are you talking about?
We can
the truth. So you've watched the trial. The truth. Give me 2 reasons how they prove that he did not disclose it. Tell me that.
And I gave you 2. I said they testified to it, and the defense didn't discredit them. They never came back and said, nope. He told you on this day, nope. He wore a condom on that day. The defense never discredited them.
Okay.
So
For
whether
this
you
particular question,
believe what they
no. For
say,
this particular question, I don't.
you
You
will
didn't even
not
know
let
anything
me
about faith.
speak.
What I just said.
Angie,
So
I'm
your
gone.
answer is irrelevant. The truth.
Oh,
that
What
Lord.
was
has
yours?
faith.
What was your
That
answer
her
to that?
knowing
Oh,
anything
lady.
about faith has absolutely nothing to do
It
with what
does.
we
She
are
said. I asked her
discussing.
the first question. I said, "Have you followed the trial?" She said, "No."
That
So
has
how
nothing
can
to
you
do
I
even
didn't
know?
say no. I
You
said
haven't looked
not
at the
that has nothing
evidence.
to do with
really.
herpes. It has
And
nothing
you
That would mean a
asked me
lot.
how they proved it, and I told you, and you told me it was he say, she say. And I told you it's
That's
not.
correct. It is
It's
because there's no
evidence.
proof.
It's
There's no
evidence,
proof
young
of that.
man.
It's not
It's
he.
evidence.
It's
Okay,
not
so
he
so
say,
them
she say, Dom.
testifying to
It
it.
is evidence.
So them testifying to it and R.
It's
Kelly saying he
evidence.
gave it to them.
It's evidence.
That's not valid.
I didn't hear you,
Well,
Dom.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. But Dom,
I mean,
testimony
that's
is
come on now.
evidence, right? It's just like somebody being tried for murder, but they don't ever find the gun, right? And somebody get up there and say that was in the room, or just say somebody was with the murderer, right? They get up there and testify that that person shot somebody, shot the deceased, whoever it was. They never find the gun or whatever. That is evidence. That's what they use. Testimony is used as evidence. As a matter of fact, majority of cases that go to trial is circumstantial, which means
Exactly.
that it is alleging that a crime happened.
Okay, but also, Angie, you have to keep in mind this is a RICO, a racketeering man act. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what they're using to prove the racketeering, and that does not prove the racketeering. It does not. They have not proven that.
Can I ask you a
Period.
question?
Now you go into another area. Go ahead.
That's
Right.
I'm not.
Because
I'm
that
not. That's not a
doesn't
different
have.
area. That's what the umbrella is racketeering. They have to prove two of those elements.
Young man, may I please ask you a question? Please, honestly.
Come on now.
But the predicate acts under
but the truth, I still wanted you to answer that because I know you follow the trial.
Wait a minute.
Respectfully,
Go ahead,
I know
truth.
you.
Go ahead,
I know
Richard. Go ahead.
you follow the trial. So what was your answer to that?
I
What I
want to
asked you,
I want to ask you,
and I'll answer your question.
He said, "What's the answer to?"
So what was the two ways that you think that they've proven that he knowingly gave them herpes? He said, you know what, I have herpes. I'm not gonna tell them. Boom, I have sex with you,
That's not
and
the
now you got
charge
herpes.
that he knowingly
That
gave
is the
it to them.
charge.
That
That is
not
absolutely
the
the charge.
Wait a minute,
That
lady.
is not the
That
charge.
he did not.
Lady Legion, wait a
the-
minute. The truth is
Come
trying
on
to
now.
answer. Go
The
ahead,
truth.
truth.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Truth.
I'll answer your question, no problem at all. One way that they have proven that he has given them herpes is because they testified under oath. No,
That does not matter. They're uncredible. What you
It
mean?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're in a
It
damn
matters.
court of law in a trial. It don't matter.
Still talking. I am still talking. You asked me a question, and I would like to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, we can all sing together, but we can't all talk together.
Absolutely.
Now, one way, once again,
Rose gold, you can eat shit, but go ahead. Sorry.
One way, that they have proven is that these young ladies testified under oath, stating.
Rose gold, you hit the link. Hit the link and let's have a conversation. Because I promise you won't hit the link. Continue the truth. Sorry.
See, this is why I can't.
Exactly.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Anyway, as I stated, they all testified under oath, stating that no, he did not reveal to us. That is first evidence. My second piece of evidence, when they did state under oath that no, he did not disclose that information to me, the defense never denied it.
Which is exactly what I said in the first time.
The defense never denied it. So does that answer
good
your
catch,
question,
Mocha? Good catch. I'm sorry, y'all. Good catch. Mocha just said, let me put this up here. I just looked up at the screen.
Will you please tell them that the government showed proof of Jane Doe paid off by R. Kelly for not disclosing he had herpes? Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Can you read that again? Because I can't see it.
Angie, will you please tell them that they government showed proof a Jane Doe was paid off by R. Kelly for not disclosing he had herpes. That's your third piece of evidence, young man. That is your third. So now that I've answered your question, my question to you, sir, is why did the defense not rebuttal that?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm not Canic, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
That's
But
cute.
what I
That
can
was
say,
cute.
what I can say is, probably I would assume that it's so much that they probably just wasn't. You got to remember too, and I'm not making no excuses for none of that. But at the end of the day, you guys have to remember, and I want to remind people, Canic has only been on the case for a month.
Correct.
So you got to
Absolutely
think about
correct.
all of this information that he has to him and Scholar or whatever, he's just a paperwork guy or whatever, that they've had to. Even Nicole, I mean, she was really the she still, but she actually got the paperwork and all that. And again, I'm not saying because Kanik and them have done a fantastic job, but I it's just
Really?
so much information, in my opinion, and he's been on there for a short period of time that he probably, you know what I mean? He probably wasn't in rhythm about that.
Guess
Well,
You
what?
see what I'm saying? But I
Guess
still
what?
don't think that they've proven that. That's
Guess
how I
what?
feel about that.
Guess what? That alibi works in the streets. That does not work in the courts of law. The prosecution has witness after witness after witness after witness.
That's
The
fine.
defense, the
Uncredible
defense,
witness after uncredible witness
in
after
your
uncredible
opinion,
witness
in your
after uncredible
opinion,
witness.
in your opinion,
That's
you
not
have
my.
to
Right.
That's a
keep in
fact.
mind.
That's a
You have
No,
fact.
to
it's
keep in
not a
mind.
fact. Dom,
You,
it's
That is
not
a
a fact.
fact.
It's your opinion
it's your
That's
because
a
opinion.
fact.
every
They're
There is,
uncredible.
reporter,
there is a
except for
difference.
one,
wait a minute, one at a time. Go
Keep in
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Dom K. Keep in mind, Dom K, that there is a huge difference between your opinion and the opinion of the federal government. You are aware of this.
Well, no. There's my opinion, and then the jury's opinion. That's
However,
what's gonna matter.
however you want to put it, that's fine too. But there's a difference between what's yours and what's going on in the court of law.
So
Okay, we just got to
let me
see.
say
We
this.
gonna have to see.
Let me say this.
That's what we gonna do.
It really doesn't matter how long Candy has been on the case. This
It
is what
does
I'm saying.
matter. What do you mean?
Hold
It
on,
absolutely
hold on.
matters.
No, it don't. Hold on. Let me tell you why.
Yes, it
Because
does.
regardless if you like Steve or whomever else, any attorney in that office, no, and they done been on this case since what 2019. Two of them, I guess. Well, one of them at least. They
Well,
already
two
know.
of them, yeah. Two of
They
them.
already know. They already know to have gotten confirmation about whomever having herpes, whoever claimed they had herpes, whatever. These charges didn't just didn't come about last month when panic took place. No, those charges was in place. That it doesn't matter
And
about you. If you
but
wait a
Angie,
minute,
let's be
hold on.
realistic. You really think Steven Greenberg was doing his job? Let's be real. Come
I'm
on now.
pretty sure he was doing enough.
Why did when he got off the case a month prior to trial, why was so much that was happening? I wouldn't say positive, but motions was being filed. Things was getting done.
Yeah.
A lot of
Now,
stuff
most
was
of those,
actually in
What
play.
got done?
hold
What
on.
got
Most of
done?
those,
What motion did they win?
wait, let me talk.
That's
Most of those
that's not what I'm
motions,
saying. I'm saying the actual work was put in. Greenberg did not put in any type of work. For
Dom,
one,
wait a
he went
minute.
on
Dom,
national TV. Why would your attorney go on national TV and say, that he allegedly married Aaliyah? Like, these are the type of things I'm talking about. And you think, and then when R. Kelly
Can I
says, you know
answer
what?
that?
Hold on.
Dom,
Then when
can
R.
I
Kelly
answer
says, I
that?
don't want you, I'm not finished. Then when you R. Kelly says, I don't want you on my team no more, then you go in court in front of all these people and you say, thank you for working with me to the prosecutors. You don't say, thank you, Mr. Kelly, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. You say, thank you, judge, and thank you to prosecutors. Then right after that, 20 minutes later, you go to the Chicago Tribune. You go to this person. You go to that person. This is bullshit. This is that, crying like a little baby.
Okay, can I answer
But
your
he's for
question
R.
now?
Kelly. Let's be realistic here. Come on now.
Can I answer your question, Dom?
Yeah, go ahead.
And will you please not interrupt me or talk over me?
Go ahead.
Okay. The reason that Greenberg sat on national television and said, yes, he married Aaliyah is because he knew damn well he married Aaliyah, and the prosecution
It does not matter, though.
See, you
Doesn't
will
matter.
not let me finish.
As your attorney, Michael Jackson has been dead for over 10 years. His attorney still to this day said that man hasn't touched no kids.
Because it wasn't proven that he touched any kids. But Dom, can I please finish?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll mute. Go ahead.
Please. The reason he went on and said, yes, he married Aaliyah is because the proof that he married Aaliyah was there, and he cannot dispute that. He can't sit there and say, no, he didn't marry Aaliyah, knowing damn well there's a marriage license, a marriage certificate in evidence.
That's fine.
He did the best that he could. He said, yes, he married Aaliyah, but hold on.
Absolutely
Let me finish. He said, yes, he married Aaliyah, but to my understanding, she lied about her age. He couldn't sit there and say, no, he didn't marry Aaliyah, because you know what that person was gonna do. I'm sorry, I can't think. You know what they were gonna do? They were gonna whip out that damn marriage certificate on him as soon as he said, no, he didn't marry Aaliyah.
Okay.
And they were going to whip out that marriage certificate and say, hey, we got this confirmed by the Cook County Clerk's office. This is a valid marriage certificate.
Okay, now let me ask you this, right? Let's say you allegedly murdered the truth, right? I'm your attorney, and I get on national TV, and I say, yes, Lady Allegier, she murdered her, but I wasn't there to represent her. Now, would you want an attorney that did that? Would you want an attorney that did that? That's exactly what he did. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you think that he married her or not. It's the fact that you're his attorney and you are on national TV saying that this man did that.
Because he did it, and it can be proven.
All his response had to say, doesn't matter if they could prove it or not. All he had to say was, I was not there. I will not speak on that. Period.
Once again,
that's all he had to say.
I mean, that's the way to answer.
He had to say.
But let me say this. So when it comes to those motions that were granted since he was on the since he was been on the case, some of those motions were things that the prosecution agreed to. So of course, more than likely, they were going to get, granted anyway. You know what I'm saying? Those are motions. So, but to say that Greenberg, Doug, or whoever just was sitting in the office picking a nose and farting all everywhere, that is not true, right? Because
absolutely not.
Due dates, dropping charges. Come on now. Then saying that your client married Aaliyah. I mean, these are all accumulative things that add up. That you like. Come on now.
You do know that a lawyer also cannot lie in court. They can't do it. So
I didn't say he lied.
I mean, so they will.
I didn't say he lied. I'm telling you what he did from what I've seen.
He told
versus mechanic in 1 month.
The truth, and he tried to cover his client's
I wasn't finished, Lady Allegier. He had the marriage certificate. They already had that. They've been had this stuff in the case. So you can't lie about it anyway, because it's like, yeah, somebody got married, and from what he has in front of him, it was allegedly R. Kelly and Aaliyah. So a lot of stuff you have to concede to, but you have to go and craft a defense that explains it, so your client don't get found not guilty. That is what you have to do. So you can't sit up there and say, "Oh, nobody." I mean, when you sit up there and call people, you call witnesses, like they're not being credible. he has to have some type of evidence. And it could be in somebody else's testimony, right? That says that witness is incredible. Just by our listening ears, well, because I've always said I don't believe nobody told 100% the truth on either side.
Absolutely
That's
not.
my belief. That's my belief.
Absolutely not.
I believe them people. I believe a lot of them girls lied. I believe it. 100%. But that's when you got to deal with reasonable doubt and beyond reasonable doubt. And you don't have to find nobody 100% guilty. 51% is enough. And that's what it comes down to. So the law is just how it is written, just how it is expressed. And unfortunately, I mean, shit. It's just like that.
Well, just out of curiosity, Dom K, what is it that you're trying to prove? What point is that you're trying to get across to the people?
I simply, like I said, I came on because they were talking about the specific herpes charge. And I just wanted to say that about the herpes charge. And I was gonna get off the panel. That's it. That's all I wanted. That's all I was trying to prove. I'm not about to hop on here for another 8 hours like we did last time. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Joker, you better say 18.44.
Angie, she knows how to finesse you on here for some hours. I'm not doing that tonight.
Now you know that ain't right. I was up and had people holding up my eyes. What are you talking about, dog?
But yeah, I was on here the other day it was like 5 hours or something like that. But we talked about all that. And so I don't want to have to go over all that all over again. But I just wanted to say that about the charge. I saw you guys on, and I just wanted to come say that. And we just
Dom, I got so many great comments about that live. I kept looking. I said,
okay.
That live, they was like, Dom was great. And I said, okay, but what about me, nigga?
Okay, for sure.
What about me? Damn. Yeah.
For sure. I hop on, multiple panels and stuff like that because I'm very opinionated, and I like to I don't just go off my opinion and not look at, the evidence and things of that nature. But I have a strong, if I feel something, if I'm, passionate about it, I like to voice my opinion. So that's how I felt.
That's right. You should want to get to the truth. You should want to.
Yeah, so your opinion is that the prosecution has not proved the herpes case.
I don't think they've proved the RICO case. That's what it is. It's under the umbrella. There has to be two elements to convict, and I don't think they've done that. That's just how I feel. So, yep.
Yeah.
I know you guys think he's guilty 1,000%, and I respect that.
But that has nothing to do with it being proven in court, though. We can think whatever we want.
Right, but it does though, because prior to this trial, people were saying
we're
he's
not
1,000% guilty prior to trial, before even seeing one piece of evidence, which is not fair. That's not fair to him or anybody.
It may not be fair, but we're not in a court of law. See, he's innocent to proven guilty in a court of law.
But y'all made him guilty.
We're on social media.
Surviving R. Kelly made him guilty.
Well, look.
You see what I'm saying? Which is wrong. That's not right.
Dom K. See, this is where your opinion.
I know what you're gonna say. It's 30 years of evidence. I understand your point. Still, at the end of the day, that's not proven.
You can't stop talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh Lord! Now we ain't gonna double team or triple team.
False. Go ahead.
Somebody else.
No, I'm playing.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Lady Leisure? The Truth.
Hey, who's that?
Kang. What's up? This Robert Keller.
Hey, what's up, Robert?
Hello, Robert.
Real quick. Hey, everybody. Real quick. Dom Kang, you were saying that.
The Truth. You wasn't finished. Go ahead, The Truth. The False.
All right, go ahead, Truth. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Dom K, what I want you to understand is that everybody is not looking at it from your eyes. Other
I
people see it.
understand that.
Other people see it in different ways.
Right.
Everybody did not learn about R. Kelly and what he was doing based on the surviving.
Absolutely, they did. Absolutely, they did.
So those that knew about it way before 30 years ago, you cannot speak for them.
Exactly.
Okay, so just sidebar real quick to that point, right? For one, just a couple things. For one, surviving R. Kelly did bring a lot of did make him guilty. That's for one. The public's guilty. People from Chicago like you who don't like R. Kelly and stuff like that, I get it. Y'all always said that because of the I'm not gonna lie, because of the reputation. I mean, he was on trial for child porn, so I can
Well,
understand
even
that.
before that,
But look,
before that, and it has
surviving
nothing
R.
to do with
Kelly.
not liking him.
I get that. I'm just saying the people who think he's guilty. So surviving R. Kelly did bring a huge impact on people saying, "Oh wow, this man is guilty." Okay, that's for one. For
I
two,
agree.
they did. That's absolutely
I
yeah.
completely
And then,
disagree. I knew he
but
was guilty way before I ever even heard of him.
I understand that. I understand that. And then I understand you do. So that was one point. And then my second one was what were you saying again? I forgot. What were you just saying?
Everybody don't see it through your eyes. You're seeing it through surviving R. Kelly's. Other people are seeing it from being around him.
Exactly.
I completely forgot my point, but bottom line is that they still surviving R. Kelly is what made it. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay. So you said that you and your people and all these people knew he was guilty in the 90s, right? You said that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely. So why didn't one of your people become the one lady for Mute R. Kelly back then? Why did it happen? Why did it have to happen? Why did a whole documentary 30 years later, okay, have to happen for a Mute R. Kelly to come forward? And that ultimately is what got people in the public to say, "Oh, he's guilty," with no evidence in the court of law.
Let me go ahead and answer, young man.
People were saying he's 1000% guilty before any evidence popped up in court.
Have you ever had a student with autism?
Go ahead.
Don't be rude.
I don't have autism. If that's what you're referring to, I do not have autism.
So anyway, sir, just to answer your question, I don't know if you was listening to the transcript readings when there was a police
I'm
officer.
Participating in the transcript readings. Yes, okay. I'm very well aware.
Okay. When there was a police officer testifying and there were other officers. So therefore, the Chicago authorities knew about it.
Okay.
People had been reporting him for years and years.
Okay.
For years. So this is not brand new.
So whose fault is that?
Excuse
me? What?
Excuse me, young man.
So whose fault is that?
The authority figures. They did not do absolutely anything. They swept it under the rug for years and years. You did not just hear the officer who just testified. He was the king. If you all love R. Kelly, imagine how Chicago.
What did that officer say? Help fresh my memory. I forgot. What did the officer say to that?
I'm not finna play these games with you.
I forgot. What did he say?
With you. You heard the officer testifying, which lets you know the Chicago police knew about it. They knew about it.
But is that the federal government?
Police know about it. Not only did the Chicago police know about it, the man Jim Regan, whatever his last name is, he has been following it in Chicago for 27 years. So this is not nothing new, sweetheart. It's new to you in your young mind.
No, it's not new.
This is nothing new. This is nothing everybody knew about.
And I'm not disputing that.
You.
But you need to understand, I'm not disputing that. I'm not. I understand what people have been saying about him. I understand that. But again, it's never been proven in the court of law.
You weren't.
Whatever you guys want to say, technicalities in 2008, someone didn't show up and this didn't happen. That at the end of the day, he paid people. At the end of the day, all charges were not guilty, and you have to give that man his due.
Young man,
You can't. That's just
let
how
me
it goes.
explain something to you. And I want you
So
to hear
you
me
guilty
with your
of
heart.
murder. You're guilty of murder. Yeah, you're a murderer. Okay.
Young man, I want you to hear me with your heart. Them folks wouldn't have that man locked up if they did not have proof. He would
Hey,
That's
Angie,
your
can you
opinion.
pull that email up? Can you pull that
That's
email
your
up?
opinion. That's
All
your
right.
opinion. I'm not
All right.
going into all this. I'm not doing that. I just, like I said, I wanted to come on here for a brief
Hey,
second,
hey, hey,
and
hey,
that's all it
Dom King.
was.
I
I'm not
want
gonna
to come
be
on
on
here
for
for brief.
hours and hours and doing all this back and forth. I'm not doing that.
All right,
That's
I want to
fine.
be brief too.
That's fine.
Real quick, Dom, real quick. So you were saying, and I've been hearing this about. So you said that Faith, it came out in court that Faith had herpes prior to meeting R. Kelly,
Yeah.
and this came out in court. In what year?
I believe it was 2010 that she had
2010.
herpes. That she had a herpes
And this
diagnosis.
came out on the cross or prosecutor side.
I heard it when Dottie was giving her update.
Oh, not the transcripts.
I heard it from Dottie's update.
Okay.
What about the transcripts? Hold on, wait. Hey, real quick. I need to finish. Hold on, please don't. I need to say something uninterrupted because I'm gonna go off real quick.
Okay,
I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off here in a minute.
Go
But
off, bro. That's not
go off
changing
on
my mind.
on nobody. I'm sorry. I'm saying
ahead,
go off
bro.
of this. Go off of go off on
If
anybody.
you
I
want to
said that.
get
I mean,
technical because I said a transcript versus I heard Dottie saying it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to prove,
no.
that's
Okay,
fine.
Dom. I
I'm
said
telling
that
you
wrong.
what
I
I
meant.
heard. I'm telling
Okay,
you what I heard.
okay, listen. I said that wrong.
Hold on. Who's someone sitting in the courtroom giving very detailed description?
Okay.
Versus
All
the
right.
transcript itself. Okay.
Okay. So you misinterpret that wrong,
Near.
Dom.
Again, Miss Lady or Leisure, no disrespect, but you said you have not followed the case. So really, I mean,
That has nothing to do with you taking a word over a transcript.
And I'm not being rude. I'm just saying you said you haven't
Okay, so
followed, so it's not fair for me to understand your point if you haven't listened.
Let me say this.
Well, go ahead, Rob.
I'm not saying I said that the wrong way. I mean, I said go off. I'm saying not go off on anyone else in here. I mean, get off the chat. I want to say this and then get off the live stream because I'm, not go off on anybody. So I don't know if you misinterpret what I was saying. I'm not trying to go off on anybody. I meant to say what I need to say and then get off the live stream. But I just want to clarify. You didn't hear this from the transcript. You heard this via hearsay.
I just said it 3 times. I'm not sure what you're trying to prove.
Okay, go to
because
all
I
right.
can
Go
prove.
to page.
Hold on. If you want to prove little stuff like this, I can pull up probably
2366
that you have said very inaccurate things.
That's fine. 2366.
So, I mean, come on now. You sound like an agent. 2366. 10-4.
I'm telling you, she asked me what the page number.
You sound like
she asked me the page number. She asked me the page number.
How would you even know? Like, that tells me you was like, come on, fam. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Right.
I'm not one of the people. Oh, I'm running and go ahead, bro. Make your technicality point. Go ahead, bro.
It's all about
At the end of the day, she still had herpes. She still was sexually active. She still was fucking and sucking prior to R. Kelly.
They have.
But go ahead.
The other women.
Her friend, what's Summer, but whatever the girl's name is, who's fucking on Migos, said that she was a liar and that she had herpes and all this type of shit.
That's hearsay.
But go ahead.
That's hearsay.
Okay, so the people in the court is hearsay. But go ahead, Robbie.
No, it's not. It's testimony. It's evidence.
Doesn't matter.
She didn't say that in court.
That's why there's a charge. Hold on. That's why there's actually a charge in the court of law called perjury. That's why that law is actually in fact. But go ahead.
Line 24, Angie. All right.
10-4, copy that.
Okay.
Line 266A at the bottom of the page on the
no, go up a little bit. Go up. I'm sorry.
License
go
plate
up a little bit. Go to like
6C
go to like 17.
Robert Keller. Damn,
maybe 17. Line 17.
Hold on, y'all. Hold
I'm
on.
not
Okay.
losing no battle. I told him I was wrong about saying the transcripts. I mean, I'm not sure
All
what
right.
that's.
Okay, that's fine. I get it. I just
Sure.
want to clarify. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna
All right.
admit when
All right.
I'm
Let's
not
listen.
wrong. I
Let's
was
Angie.
wrong.
Okay. Let's listen.
But
Let's
I'm
listen.
telling you what I heard, and Dottie has been on point
That's fine. I
on
get that.
everything she said,
Let's
and
see
I'm
how
not
much she
gonna
on point.
discredit her at all.
All right. The
But go ahead.
transcripts will. You don't have to.
Just tell me where to go with.
17. You can start at like 17, I guess.
Okay.
But see, Just V, that's the thing.
He's still talking.
That
Hold on,
He
y'all.
can't
Hold
help
on. Try to
himself.
get through this.
come on.
All right.
Go ahead.
Lawyer.
Bro.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute.
Attorney said, now, isn't it a fact that you also told them in that interview that Mr. Kelly told you that if you didn't allow blank blank, well, that's what you pushed. That he pushed you and said that he would not allow you to eat during the meeting. Faith, that's incorrect. Attorney. And if it's in here, that's an error. Faith, absolutely an error. Okay, what am I getting at with this?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Attorney says, okay. And isn't it a fact that you told the detectives or whomever interviewed you that you were tested and found to be positive for herpes in December 2017? Faith, incorrect. I never said that. Attorney, okay, you never said it. And if it's in here, then it's an error. Attorney, Faith, 100% a error. Attorney,
So
now.
that's pretty much. And then there's another page I could give you where she said when she actually.
Hold on, Robert, hold on.
I'm dead.
Hold on.
What did that prove?
Hold on, it said that she didn't say. She said I never
That
said
she,
that.
yeah.
She said I
Okay.
never said that.
And then she go when she actually
Okay.
said it and found out. Again, she say when the exact date of when she said it. Also, you said 2010. I heard 2013. I heard.
Well,
Hold on.
whatever
I
year.
heard.
I just know it was prior to R.
Okay,
Kelly, bro. I
it's
don't know
not
what year it
true.
was. See,
It's
you
not
trying to
true
get
though.
technical. What years?
It's not
I don't
true. And
remember the
then she
date, bro.
go and say,
Do you know how
hold on,
much
let me
this
finish.
case has been on?
It's not
Whatever
true. It
date
don't
it
matter what date you
was,
say.
it was
It's not
prior.
true. It's not true. She never had it prior to him. She said it's not true. And then she go on, if we continue to read, she go on to say the exact date of when she had it, which was 2018. So what I'm telling you is incorrect. And she's telling you that's an error. That is incorrect. And if we continue to read, she will say the exact date of when she found out, which was in fucking 2018, not no 2010, not no, I heard 2013 as well. So what I'm saying to you is it's incorrect what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to get to 2018.
The 2018, you probably have to go to the prosecutor. You probably do a search on it and just type in 2018. It'd be quicker.
Yeah,
That's how I find
good.
stuff. And you may have to go to just type it in and see what come up.
All right, Don, can you back up here?
Yeah, Mocha, I'm not in my feelings. This is how I always am. This is how I always talk.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. It's nothing. That's just how I talk. It's no
All right, so
disrespect,
let's get
nigga.
to
That's
the
just how I
exact
talk.
date when it happened.
Yeah, I done lost the paperwork. Wait a minute. I see it's on the screen, but I done lost the paperwork. It done faded behind the stuff. Y'all know I'm slow. Hold on.
On the search.
I done lost the actual paperwork.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get it.
And again, Keller, I don't know what date it was. I'm
That's
thinking
fine.
I
We just
remember
get
it
we.
was 2010 or 13. One of those
It
two. I
wasn't
don't
neither
know
one
what
of them
date it
though.
was.
It's fine. It's not neither one of them.
One of them dates.
It was neither one. She didn't know. The point I'm making is she didn't say she had it prior to meeting R. Kelly. So it don't matter what date it was. It's neither one of them. She said it's not true, and then she go in and give the exact date.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the point I'm making.
Okay. Great point.
Not to come down on you or anything, but we just want to make sure we all getting the correct
I'm not taking
information.
it personal. I'm not
You
taking
know,
it personal.
I wrote
Okay.
so
That's what's up.
no. So I would like for you going forward. If you hear anything from me, Dottie, verify it with transcripts.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, bet.
Angie, I have to get back in the chat because I have to get up in the morning.
All right,
Yeah, I'm about to get up out of
All
here
right.
myself. Oh, what? I'm about to get out of here myself because I
I'm
got to get out here in the morning.
But y'all be easy.
Angie, did you want to show that 2018 date before I get up out of here?
I cannot find. Hold on. I cannot find.
It don't matter. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. I just want to come on here real quick, and I'm gonna get back off and take my ass.
That still didn't show the date, but that you
Okay.
you in your mind you felt
She can't.
proved
She
it.
wanna. I can
That's
show you the
fine.
date. I'm waiting on her. Okay, I can show you the date. If you want to see the exact date, I'm waiting on her to pull it
I
up.
do.
If you will.
I do.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
see
Well,
the
let's wait
exact
for
date.
it.
I want to see
Okay.
all
Let's
that.
wait
Since
for it
you
then.
brought
Let's
it
wait
up,
for it.
I don't want no half-ass
All right.
answer. I want the full answer.
All right. Let's wait on it.
All right, here I go again. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Because people sitting up here acting like I'm slow or I'm dumb or I'm not. Nah, that's not how it works for me.
No, nobody thinks
No,
that
we
at
just
all.
want to make sure
Nobody
People
could
over
everything.
here
possibly
laughing and
think
shit. Like,
that.
nah, I know what I heard. And I know hearsay, none of that. This is someone who's in the fucking courtroom.
But it
Taking
is
notes, very
hearsay.
detailed
If
notes. And
somebody
Angie,
else
you've even
said
said it.
it,
You
The
have even
court
said you
reporter's in the
wait for
courtroom too.
specifically. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I
Angie
wait.
has even
Yes,
said,
I
hold
wait.
on. Angie has even said out her own mouth, that Dottie gives very detailed description. I'm waiting on Dottie's notes.
Well, the court
Nobody
reporter
else.
was also.
She's
Court
in
reporter
that
also was in the
courtroom.
courtroom. The
That's
court
fine.
reporter was in the
But
courtroom
Angie
too.
didn't say the court reporter. I'm talking about.
I would.
She even said that she's very
That's fine.
detailed
But
description,
I
and
would
I
take the
know what
court
she heard.
reporter over
If
Dottie any
y'all
day.
watched Sylvia's page,
No
you would
disrespect.
have seen that whole live where we was saying that she had herpes prior to R. Kelly.
Okay,
but you
And
they
she
don't
can
did.
say
show the
that.
date.
That doesn't make it a fact.
They said
Anybody
that
can
she was
say
in the
whatever they
court.
want out of
Okay,
their
so let me.
mouth.
So you think Dottie's just gonna go in the
Hit next.
courtroom and write down that this girl has and she's
That's not
not.
it, Angie. Hit
Some people
next.
like to say, hold
No.
on. Some people
That's
like to
not
say,
I
what
hold
think
I
on.
that's it.
Some
think.
people like hold on.
You
Some
asked
people
me a
like to say
question.
that these R. Kelly
Wait, is that
supporters
it?
are biased and they don't read the opposite side and this, that, and the third. That's not accurate.
That may not
With
be it
Dottie,
either.
she reads the whole thing on both
Hit
sides,
next.
even if it's not positive for R. Kelly.
No,
She will read that. So
I
I'm
listen.
100%
I've got
doubting
no
that she would
dog in
lie
that fight at all.
I
All I'm saying
100%
is
doubt she would lie about that. I don't think she would lie
that's not
that
what I
this girl
said.
didn't have herpes.
Why are you putting words in my mouth? I said nothing to that
That's what you're
effect.
essentially saying. That's essentially what you guys are
It's
saying.
not. No, it's not. It's what you think I'm saying. How are you
Okay,
going to
so
tell me what I'm saying
if
when you
someone in
don't
the
even let
courtroom,
anybody speak?
okay, if someone is in the courtroom and they said who's taking the notes, they are our reporter, okay, for the opposition and us on this YouTube stuff in the R. Kelly sector, and they say they're at every court date, front and center, right there, taking very detailed description notes, okay? And they say that this young lady had herpes prior to R. Kelly. Why would that's basically saying, and you guys are saying, well, in the transcript it says this. That's what she said.
Well,
So
And I'm not denying that's
I don't
what
know the
she
exact
said.
date. I just know it was
And
prior to R. Kelly. It could have been one day prior to R. Kelly, and that's still prior to R. Kelly. You see what I'm saying?
First of all, how old is Faith?
I have no idea. She's in her 20s, I'm sure.
She's in her 20s. It is
Okay.
2021. And you're saying she had herpes in 2010, 11 years ago, and she only 20 something. I mean, you have to be logical about some things.
I'm very logical.
Okay. So at 13 or 14, she had herpes in 2010, 11 years ago.
Again, I don't know the exact date. I don't know the exact date. I don't know how old
And
she
that's
is.
what we're trying to
But
find
see
out.
now,
I'm not
what I'm gonna
saying,
do, I'm the type of
I'm not
person. But
saying
now that we've raised
anybody
this,
is
now that
lying.
we've raised this, tomorrow I'm going to go do my research, read the documents, see what happened, talk to Dottie, have her come on, read the actual document, see it for myself. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just sit here and say, "Oh, okay, I was wrong." I don't know the exact date, and I made that
Right.
clear. Okay, at first I said 2010. I was wrong. I
All
don't
right,
know
it's
the
okay,
exact date. I
Angie.
just know it
I
was
will
prior
get
to
it
R.
another
Kelly.
day. We'll come back because
So
Okay.
I will
I'm tired of this.
tomorrow or the next day. I will get that date. I'm gonna go look it up and all that, and I'll come back and I'll tell you. Boom. This is
Well,
where I
I just
saw it.
typed in. Wait a
This is
minute.
what
I
date
just
it was.
Urgent
typed
care. Type in
in.
urgent care.
I just
Urgent
typed
care.
in urgent care. I just typed in
If you type
herpes.
in herpes, that's gonna be on every goddamn page.
Right.
Oh.
Type
Oh,
in
okay.
urgent.
Herpes.
All
Let's
right.
get to that part.
All right. Let me get out of here. I'll talk to y'all
Okay.
later.
Okay. I had went to urgent care because my sister, my other
Nobody's
sister.
asking you to be a counselor. I'm not slow. You barking up the wrong alley. The truth, because
Who?
I'm not slow. I'm not dumb. I'm not whatever you tried to allude to that I have Down syndrome or whatever you said it was. I mean, I'm very aware. I'm very uh knowledgeable about this case, and again, to insinuate there and sit up there and say that I'm slow or whatever you was trying to say is very far from that. You can't do that with me. Some other people you might be able to do that with, but not with me. You're not my counselor, nor am I asking you to be. I'm not emotionally attached to R.
All
Kelly. I don't know the man. I don't really care. I don't care to know him. I simply
right,
saw, I
y'all.
love his
I'm out.
music. I simply saw what the injustice was, and that's what it was. I think he's not guilty. And I mean, that's what I stand on. So it has nothing to do with
And
you
that's
trying to be a
fine.
counselor. It has nothing to do with you trying to be a counselor. Just because you disagree, I don't need to say that you're slow.
All
That's my
right.
feelings. And that's your feelings about the
That's all
situation,
right.
and that's what it is. Period.
Well, it said she went to the urgent care and they said she had the herpes. Said she found out that she had the herpes.
Autistic. There you go.
I
Oh
don't see
yeah,
the
because didn't she say she took a picture of her mouth and sent to her sister that was a nurse? Was that Faith's testimony or someone else's?
Oh, I don't know. It was in somebody's mouth.
Mocha, I don't know what
Yes,
date she
in
said. I
court
don't know
they
what date she
said
said.
that.
Oh yeah, this was her. This was her.
Yeah, I thought so. She
Oh,
said she had all these blisters in her mouth. She took a picture of it and sent it to her
no.
sister, who is a nurse. And her sister told her that it looked like herpes to her and for her to immediately go. And she said she went to urgent care.
Oh no. That's what it says here. Her
Yeah,
mouth was inflamed with bumps.
yeah. I remember that
Oh,
testimony.
do it hurt? Let me ask somebody in the chat. Does anybody in the chat know that if herpes in the mouth hurt? Anybody in the chat got herpes? And I ain't laughing if you do. I'm just saying. Does anybody know? Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Um.
I remember that because I mean, it was so surprising to me. I remember that testimony vividly. She said she took a picture, sent it to her sister, who was a nurse, and her sister told her it looked like herpes. And she went to the doctor. I don't know if she said urgent care or not. I know she went.
Urgent care.
And what date was that?
Let me see. I don't see a date. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if they ask. Ooh. I understand at the end of telling me that I just had type 1. Now if you had heard and I reached out to him a couple times. He never texted me back. When you say you reached out to him, who you start referring to the archive? And why did they reach out to him? I wanted to know if you knew. Like what was this? Like anything just it was just like it came on. Speaking of Lambo, I found out that I had herpes and you said nothing to me. I really want to find it, maybe give you an answer wrong. I'm trying to get to how to fix this technology like
Write the date.
communication with me and wouldn't respond to me. When I was texting him, I was saying, text me back. I know that you have herpes. I know that you have herpes. That's what I was saying. Let's have a conversation. He would not reach back out to me. And why did you want to have a conversation with him? I want to discuss my STD status. And did he respond? No. After receiving no response from the defendant, did you contact the lawyer? Correct. And why did you do that? Because there was no other way for me to get a resolvement in this case. And the lawyer you contacted was a lawyer in Texas. Correct. Where were you living? Correct. And after contacting the lawyer in Texas, did you and the lawyer go to report anything anywhere? Yes. So shortly after I had obtained a lawyer, he heard everything that happened between me and Mr. Kelly. He had let me know that it's actually illegal for someone to give you a STD, and they know Mr. Objection. Well sustained to that. You had a conversation with the lawyer, and what happened next? After my conversation with the attorney, we went to Dallas Police first, and we tried to get some type of resolvement there. They told me that because of the basis of my okay, well, just while you were there at the Dallas Police Department, what if anything did the police meet with while you were there try to do? They had told me that I had to cancel objection. I know it's difficult. Don't tell us what they told you. Did you do something with them? Correct. Okay, what did you do? So I called him. You called who? I called R. Kelly and he did not answer. So after I called him, by Machida. Okay, so let's just stop there for a minute. When you called R. Kelly, the defendant's phone number was that in the presence of the Dallas police person? Correct. And what was the plan to record that phone call? Correct. What, if anything, were you planning to discuss with the defendant if he answered the phone? If he answered the phone, we were going to discuss the herpes. And I think that you testified that the defendant did not answer. Is that right? Correct. Following that, were you advised to try to make another recording to make a recording of the defendant? Correct. Discussing the herpes? Correct. And after you left the Dallas Police Department that day, did you and your lawyer attempt to do that? We did. And how did, if at all, did you try to get another defendant on the phone after that? In the wee hours of the morning, a couple of days later, I had a phone call from Mr. Kelly. I answered. We had a conversation. Prior to that, had you sent him any text messages? Yes. And what was the purpose of sending him a text message? So that we could have a conversation to talk now and then. I think you, at some point, did you, in fact, speak to the defendant over the phone? Correct. He ended up calling me back. I answered. He let me know. He said, your name came up and he said, "You're the only faith I know." He said, "I just want to let you know that you still have a friend in me. You really do." And I said, "I do." He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, why you didn't tell me?" He said, "Tell you what?" I said, "Tell you didn't tell me you had anything." He said, "Well, basically," he said, "if he had excuse me, if he had something, we weren't going to discuss it over the phone." He said, "I don't know what you're talking about, but if I did know what you're talking about, we're not going to have that conversation over the phone." He asked me to come to Chicago, but this time he had said, you got to get your flight. Oh, you got to get your own flight, and I'll give you the money back. He said, "You come up here, you meet me, and you just let me know." And I said, "Okay." And did you go to Chicago? No. Did you have any intention of going to Chicago? No. When the defendant called you and you had the conversation you just described, what, if anything, did you do during that phone call? I put my lawyer on the three-way and he recorded the call. Your lawyer recorded this call, yes. Now, in addition to the Dallas Police Department, did you go to another police department after that? Correct. And do you recall where that was in New York? And was that in Long Island? Correct. And did you make a report there? Yes. Now, at some point, did your lawyer in Texas refer you to the lawyer in New York? Correct. And what, if anything, did the lawyer in New York file? She filed my lawsuit, and that was a lawsuit against the defendant. Correct. And was that lawyer named Lydia Hills? Correct. I'm showing you what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 231 by Machida. Do you see this envelope in your screen, correct? And it is addressed to Lydia C. Hills, Esquire, at an address in Brooklyn, New York, correct? And was that the lawyer who filed the lawsuit for you in New York, correct? And was it sent by certified mail, this letter, correct? And is there a name and address indicated on the top left corner? Yes, Robert Kelly, 219 North Justine Street, Chicago, Illinois. And just looking at the government's exhibit 231 again, I am just going to zoom in. Do you see the UPS posters on this? Yes. And do you see a date where my finger is indicating? Yes, November 20th, 2018. Yes, November 20th,
Boom!
2018.
Boom!
Whoa!
So, in terms of this, their reporter that's sitting in the courtroom every day taking very detailed notes, I don't know. Maybe, because sometimes when you're taking notes like that, especially when that's not what you're accustomed to doing with all this information, maybe the 8 looked like a 0. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
People make mistakes.
She takes, both her and Hollywood take excellent notes, but of course the transcript would override all of that. But you get the transcript weeks later, and no, I don't have time for that. I can decipher between all of that. Miss Sandra's in the building. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Miss Angie. How you doing? Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hey, what's going on?
I just wanted to. I come in because I heard. I was listening in. Actually, I was getting ready to go to bed, but I heard this conversation going on. But that information that's in the transcript, for those that you do see it was 2018, but that is incorrect, because what was actually told to the attorney, to the defense, was 2013 when she actually contracted herpes, and in Houston. Actually, she went to a police officer here in Houston. And so that information that was put in the transcript was incorrect. But there, you will see that they are going to be dealing with that situation too, because they understand that there are several things that they have to go back in and make sure that those corrections are made. But it was 2013. It was not 2010. It was 2013.
Okay, I have a question. If it were 2013 and the defense knew that it was 2013, why didn't they, when she gave this testimony on cross, why didn't they bring that up to her?
They did.
Why didn't they did that in the in the courtroom?
In the courtroom, yes.
Angie, is that in the transcript?
Hold on. Oh no, hold on. Okay, wait a minute. I done lost it again. Okay, let me go get it. That's all right. Let me go get it again.
Go get it, girl.
And what I was
get it.
Say is so where was I? Oh, here. Okay. Let me see if I can get it to come up. So, but like if they have some, I'm pretty sure that exhibit would have the actual date on it. Now, here's a little wiggle room. Here's a little wiggle room for the defense. It may have the date on it, right? The defense can say she could have gotten it earlier, and when she just went to get tested at that date, and it came up positive.
Yes.
The defense can do that. But
yes,
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna use that mailing. Let me see, what was I looking for?
But see, she did not tell where it got it was when there was a police report, but the police report that was done in Houston, that was done against because it was done against another individual, which was done in 2013 when she tested positive for herpes, which is what the defense presented to her. They asked her to read it.
Well, she had to be really young.
11 or
Because
12.
yeah, because she was born in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah, so she had to get it mighty early. So I don't know about
Because
that.
that was during the time that her boyfriend or whoever he was tried to run her over because supposedly she had given him herpes.
I don't know about all that.
Well, she had to be 12. If she was born in 98 and this was in 2010, she was 12 years old with herpes?
No, 2013.
Okay.
And she was born in 1998.
Right. So she was 15. That's possible. That is very possible.
They made all the lawyers here prominent. So,
I mean, there are lots of girls who are sexually active at 15.
Sidebar. Yeah. I'm still on direct. Hold on, I know what to put in. Let me put in this. Cross. Okay, cross. Let me see if it does go up. Okay, cross. Alright. Okay. Alright. At that point, had the defense counsel, yes. Engaged in sexual intercourse with him, yes. Had he taken pictures of you and your naked body, yes. Were you concerned about those coming out at some point? Absolutely. Did they, in fact, come out on the Surviving Lives Facebook page? Ultimately, yes, they did. Ms. Shannon, no further questions. Okay. Cross-examination, cross-examined by Mr. Cannon. Before you started your testimony yesterday, you had met with the government to go over the questions they were going to ask of you in this courtroom. Am I correct? Correct. And you also spoke with them last night. Incorrect. You didn't speak with them last night. I didn't speak with them last night. You didn't. You said you did or you didn't. I didn't. You did. The court did not.
He was
Did
trying it,
not.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he is, boy. He pretty good. Yeah, he pretty good.
He
I'm like,
was trying it.
yes. When was the last time you spoke with them? This morning when we said good morning. And the other than the good morning, you had some communication about the facts you just testified to today and yesterday. Can you ask your question again? When you spoke with them and said good morning this morning, did you discuss any of the details concerning what you've been telling the jury? No, we discussed me looking at something I had already seen. What was it you looked at? The witness, do I have to answer that question in the court? Yes. I'll let you know if you don't. Okay, it was a picture of my text. I was looking at them at the time. There was something concerning about the case. Am I correct? Ms. Shahada, objection as to form. That means ask the question another way. They're objecting to the way the question was asked. Did you look at anything else besides that text? Witness, no, I just looked at the time. Okay, next question by Mr. Cannon. Now, before yesterday, when was it that you last met with the government to discuss the case you have? Objection as to form. She testified she didn't meet yesterday. I said before yesterday. The objection is overruled. Can you ask the question again? Before yesterday, when was the last time you met with the government to discuss this case? I saw them on Sunday. What time you saw them on Sunday? I'm not sure. You saw them in the morning. I don't remember what time I saw them. You don't remember what time you saw them on Sunday, but you remember all these details from 3 years ago. Correct. Do you remember what time you left them on Sunday? No. Do you remember how much time you spent with them on Sunday? No. What about other than Sunday had you met with them before to discuss the details of this case? Correct. Does that mean that you did? Yes. And what date was that? I'm not sure of the exact date. And was it a week prior? I'm not sure of the exact date. I'm not asking you about the exact date. I'm asking you if it was a week prior. I'm a little confused right now. Are you asking before Sunday, the time before that? Yes. Okay, just approximately. Did you met with them before Sunday? Correct. Correct. Do you remember about when that was generally? I met with them the last month, I believe as well. Mr. Cannon, how many times have you met with the government before coming and giving testimony to this court? I'm not sure to be exact. Now, was it more than three? Correct. More than five? I'm not sure. Before speaking to the government, well, at least withdrawn. You also talk about show appearances concerning what you're telling us about now. Am I correct? You're correct. What talk shows have you been on to give your account as to what you said happened here? I've been on a few. I'm not exactly sure of all the names, but I've been on a few. You've been on Dr. Oz, correct? When were you also on some social media shows, correct? Are you participating in Surviving R. Kelly, correct? Cor- Correct. When did you start your participating in Surviving R. Kelly? My participation in Surviving R. Kelly happened after my lawsuit was filed. My question is, when was it that you started your participation in Surviving R. Kelly? I'm not sure of the exact date. It was certainly before you went to New York for the premiere. Am I correct? I'm sorry. Can you ask that question again? Your participation in Surviving R. Kelly started before you came to New York for the premiere. Am I correct? Correct. When was it that you made the trip to New York for the premiere? January 2019. When you participated in Surviving R. Kelly, did you receive compensation? I received compensation for the picture of me, my sister, and R. Kelly. So, did you receive compensation for a picture? Yes. How much compensation did you receive? $1,000 for the picture. Okay, $8,000 for the picture. That's all the monies that you received from your involvement with Surviving R. Kelly, correct? Did you receive any monies for any of the talk shows that you participated in? No. What about any of the social media appearances, podcasts? No, sir. Now, what were you doing before withdrawing? And when was it you met R. Kelly in 2017? And you were in college at the time, correct? And you said that you realized college was not for you, and you decided that you weren't going to pursue that anymore, correct? Correct. Now, after you made that decision, did you seek employment? No, sir. And so at any point in time during your relationship with Mr. Kelly, were you employed? No, sir. Now, before meeting Mr. R. Kelly, you been in pursuit of an acting career? No, sir. Before your involvement with Surviving R. Kelly, were you in pursuit of an acting career? No, sir. After Surviving R. Kelly, did you start pursuit of an acting career? The opportunity came and went. No, sir. And when the opportunity came, when you say that the opportunity came and went, what do you mean? Let me see what's going on with this. Oh, page 2366. Okay. All right. Yeah, that has been a lot of reading. Hold on.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to the part where he discredits her um 2018 diagnoses.
Okay. Okay. Let me see what the question was. So you didn't tell them that? No. And if it's here, they made it up. Well, that is not a fact. The judge well sustained as to whether they made it up. You're saying you didn't tell them that it is right. The witness, yes. And when you were speaking with them, were they taking notes? Yes. And you were the only one who were giving them details of this account that you were complaining that happened. Am I correct? Correct. Now, isn't it a fact that you also told them in that interview that Mr. Kelly told you that if you didn't allow, well, that you pushed, that he pushed you and said that he would not allow you to eat during the meeting? That's incorrect. And if it's in here, that's an error. Absolute an error. Okay, and ain't that no 22366?
Hmm?
I don't see nothing about 2366. I don't know. I don't see him hammering. Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Question. Okay. And isn't it a fact that you told the detective or whomever interviewed you that you were tested and found to be positive for herpes in December 2017? Answer: incorrect. I never said that. Question: okay, you never said it, and if it's in here, then it's in error, 100% in error. Now, oh, may I have a second, Your Honor, please? Oh.
See, that's the part right there that's incorrect. That 2017 was incorrect.
Right. It was 2018.
No. It was 2013.
Well, we need to get to that. Because he's saying 2017. The defense is saying 2017. And Faith is saying, no, that's incorrect.
2013 isn't in here. Let me see about 2010. 2010, okay. They talking about the iPad in 2010. 2010 is the iPad.
Well, I don't know nothing about no. I know it was 2013 because that 2017 was incorrect. That information that's put in there as 2017, that was not what he said. He didn't say 2017. He said 2013.
Okay. So you're saying that he asked her about 2013 is what you're saying.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
court reporter got it as 2017.
17. Yes.
Okay, but even if he asked that question, she said it was incorrect. So how
she said no. What I'm saying, she said it was incorrect, but what he showed her, what on the police report, it showed 2013.
Where is that in the transcript, Angie? That he showed her police report.
Police report.
Because from what he's saying,
she said 2017.
No, he said 2017.
No, I'm saying that according to what I seen, she said 2017 and he said 2013.
Okay, well, this is the transcript, and that's not what it's saying. She said November of 20, I believe she said November 20th of 2018 is what Faith testified to. Now, this is Canick, and he's saying 2017 if it's in here. He's saying if it's in here, which leads me to believe he's not showing her anything. He's saying if it's in here, then it's a mistake. And she said, absolutely a mistake.
And that's when they called whatever they I remember them calling something, and then but it said 2013. I recall it said 2013 and she said 2017.
Well,
okay.
If they say it when he said if it's in here, then it's incorrect. Then normally they walk up to the.
They walked up to her. They walked up to her and showed it to her.
Then she should have acknowledged that right there was a mistake.
Where does he show it to her? Because if he walks up and shows her something, he's gonna say, he's gonna point to whatever it is he's showing her.
Something like that. Your Honor, may I approach? Or something like that. Let me, he's gonna show.
So none of that is in there.
Well, I know he walked up to her, and it was 2013 because it was a detective that it was showing in Houston that it was 2013.
I don't see nothing that said 2013. Um, she said 2017 was incorrect,
And
she
he would have been saying, I'm showing her exhibit whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
He
I
would have been
understand.
saying, he should have been. I wouldn't say he would have been. He should have been saying for the court and the jury and the judge, I'm showing her exhibit whatever. This is the police report.
I mean, because I was there. I know that he showed it to her, and I know that on several other transcripts there is some inconsistencies of what actually happened in court.
Okay. But understand, all we have are the transcripts.
Exactly.
And the transcripts at this point, until corrected, are record of fact.
Exactly. I understand. But I'm just going based upon what happened actually in the court, and hopefully they can make those corrections. But based upon what I heard in the courts, it was 2013.
And none of that is in the transcript. So, we have to go off of, until that correction is made, we have to
She
go off
said
of what's
something
in the
about
transcript.
2017. She said 2017.
You see any of that, Angie?
On 2017, I see. She said it was incorrect with regards to when she was diagnosed with the herpes.
And I'm pretty sure that the prosecution would have her medical records and know exactly when she was diagnosed with the herpes.
And on top
because
of that,
they're not just going to go in there with her word.
And because the federal government have what they call, I said several times, but I don't know if y'all remember, reciprocal discovery, meaning both sides got to show each other their discovery, which
exactly
is the evidence, right? So, he saw her actual. I'm just assuming. I know the prosecutor's not going to say, okay, this person got herpes, and I have documentation that's showing that this person has herpes. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be, because he could definitely stand up there and challenge if there is any a footprint with regards to that. Especially when she went to an OBGYN, they would have those records, or, you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So
because he asked about the police report in Houston.
Huh.
Now I think I remember some testimony about him asking her about an incident with a car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was during the time that the guy, her ex-boyfriend, tried to run her over.
I do remember. I don't remember it vividly. You understand what I'm saying? I don't remember the exact circumstances of it, but I do remember that testimony about him asking her about that incident with the car.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Okay, let me see. Now you told about a situation when you were dating your first boyfriend that you were assaulted by his other girlfriend. Do you remember telling us about that? The mother of his child, not his other girlfriend. Yes, I remember saying that. There's a distinction. The mother of your child and girlfriend. Yes, there's a distinction. Okay, there's like a wife or girlfriend, two different things. I asked this question. Please respond to the question that I asked. Okay. Now, if you testify as a result that you develop a problem, epilepsy, correct, and you testify that as a result you have to be careful with drinking alcohol because it may trigger a seizure, correct? Yeah, okay. Okay, now you testified and told us as well that when you went to Mr. Keller's after party, you had some alcohol. That is correct. That is incorrect. I never said that. You didn't have any alcohol. I I did not have any alcohol. There was an occasion where you did have alcohol with Mr. Kelly. Am I correct? Yes. And you consumed the alcohol of your own choosing. Am I correct? Can you ask that question again? I, the judge, I think he is asking. Nobody made you drink alcohol. Is that right? Faith, correct. Um, the judge, okay, next question. So that wasn't just one time, it was multiple times that you consumed alcohol of your own choosing. Correct. Now, you testified and told us that you were asked by Mr. Kelly to call him daddy. You you remember telling us that, correct? And you did call him daddy. Am I correct? Yes. And in your conversations with him, did you call him daddy? Yes. And in your text messages, did you called him daddy? Am I correct? Yes. Now that was out of your choosing. Am I correct? Yes. He asked you to, and you decide, yes, I can call you daddy. I respected what he asked to be called. Yes. Well, you didn't have to call him daddy, right? No. In fact, if I recall your testimony correctly, you said that there was a time that he called you on the phone and you answered the phone, and he basically was not satisfied with you not calling him daddy and hung up. Do you remember telling us about that? Yes. And then, according to you, he called back again, and this time you called him daddy. Am I correct? Correct. Now you had the option of not to answering the phone. Am I correct? Correct. You know it was him that was calling. Am I correct? Correct. Okay, I see we getting that. And you answered the phone and you called him daddy. Correct. When you sent those text messages, you called him daddy. Yes, sir. And so he asked you to call him daddy, and you started calling him daddy. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh, I'm about to call somebody else daddy. Lord,
Okay.
how many times daddy, daddy? Lord, I cannot. Okay. Woo! Jesus. How many times they asked, she called him daddy of her own free will. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Trying to get to about this boyfriend. Let me see. Let's talk some more about this boyfriend first. That's all I have about the boyfriend. Hmm. Let's see, run.
Mm.
Okay, now run. Okay. I don't see any of that in this transcript.
Mm. Nothing about the boyfriend, nothing about him running over with the car.
Uh-uh.
And there's nothing in there about it being 2013 and 2010.
No.
Nothing
I don't
about
know
him.
nothing about no 2010. I didn't hear 10.
Oh,
I
okay.
know 13. I never heard nothing about 10, but I did hear 13.
Okay. Nothing about him showing her a police report, showing the date.
Let me see if this was the last. Okay, so she was off the stand this day. Yeah, she was done that day.
So that was the end of her testimony?
Yeah, she was done that day.
And it's not in there.
Uh-uh.
None of that testimony is in there.
Uh-uh.
Mm.
Wow.
So do we need a reporter? Stop ahead of the virtual recording their counsel on. So all right, we are just having a quick conversation about scheduling, and so there's some uncertainty about how many witnesses we will have tomorrow, and so the government is going to be let the defense know how many and who as soon as they possibly can. So I mean, this happens during trials every once in a while, so we will see where we are tomorrow. All right, okay. Anything else that we need to put on the record? Can it
Mr.
no?
Canic, not from us. Mm. Yeah, the thing that's interesting to me is that with the testimony that you heard, it just doesn't coincide with what's in, the transcripts. Because if he's he's clearly asking her about the police report, but nowhere in there does it indicate that he's showing her a police report or a date. And he doesn't even state that he has the report. He's saying if it's in here, it's incorrect.
Right.
If they wrote this, it's incorrect. So he's not even saying he has, any of that. He's alluding to the fact that he has it, but he's not saying that he has it. And he's not showing her anything. So that, that's really interesting to me. If you are claiming that you heard something totally different, you heard a whole part of a testimony that's nowhere in the record.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see, Sean. Is this the type of testimony?
And believe it or not, we, those of us that really, that's concerned about and really been following this. I mean, this is not something that we're just not talking about, because this is something we have been having conversations about, because it's and everything you're reading, we know what's in there, and we know what we've seen, but we know what's supposed to be in there. That's not in there.
Well, if it didn't come out in the courtroom, it ain't gonna be in there.
Right.
If it's not in the evidence, then
that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, if what actually happened inside of the courtroom, that's not in there, and nobody has said anything about it. That's why it's a problem.
See, I don't even know what to say to that, because I would think, being a defense attorney, if I disproved evidence that would, absolve my client of that charge, and it wasn't in the transcripts, I'd be yelling and screaming from the rooftops.
It's going to be a
You
problem.
will be.
It's going to be a
You
problem.
will be.
I would be yelling and screaming from the rooftops. And then at the end of it, the judge asks, is there anything that needs to be put on record? And Mr. Koenig says, not from us.
It's so much out. Oh, Lord Jesus. I have to hold my peace.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you got to understand our point too.
Oh, I totally understand.
It's
do
not
understand.
There. He doesn't
and
say
what
there.
You see in black and white is what you see in black and white.
Exactly. And that is the record of fact.
And that's why it's puzzling when you have actually sat in that courtroom and you saw something different that you're not seeing that's in black and white.
Okay, but when the jury, and then a lot of times the jury get pieces of the transcript read back to them, and if that's inaccurate, then.
But Angie, if you were Koenig, wouldn't you make sure that was in the transcript and on record?
Yeah.
When the judge says, is there anything we need to put on record? You would say, Judge.
Yeah, that's what Angie would say, and that's what you would say.
Absolutely. So why didn't Koenig say it?
Okay, I'm going to say good night to you guys.
Good night.
Good night. I love you guys. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Angie, what you think, girl?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if there is an issue with what's on record, that could be fixed. They also recorded it, so
Exactly. Because and I'm saying, aren't the recordings transcribed? What's the word I'm looking for? I cannot think. I'm old and it is late. But those recordings they're transcribed electronically, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me think. State and federal. Hold on.
I know they are here in Illinois. I don't know what they do in New York.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me get me the line. Wait a minute. Been a minute, honey. Been a minute. I'm pretty sure.
Listen, yeah,
Yeah, they do that.
they're transcribed electronically here in Illinois. Again, I don't know what they do in New York.
Right.
And I just, I just find it
But it's gonna be
very
consistent.
strange that a
Federal
court
gonna be
reporter would leave out an entire segment of testimony that went on in court.
right. It don't generally happen. Not saying that it can't happen, but
Listen,
that is
when people are doing anything, mistakes can be made.
right.
But I just cannot see, because I mean, humans are not perfect. I just can't see entire testimony being missing with a court reporter sitting right there taking down every word. And the judge consistently giving instruction for everybody to speak slowly and and wait to answer, wait till somebody's finished talking. So she gives that instruction a million times to every witness that comes on the stand. She
Right.
tells them, we got a court reporter, they need to know what you're saying. Please speak slowly and into the mic so that they can get she explains it to them.
Right. But they record them, so I mean,
Again,
so it's kind of
yeah, it's all recorded. I don't know, child. I don't know.
they recorded. So
They're saying they're hearing stuff that ain't in the transcripts. There's nothing to, the problem is there is nothing in the transcripts that would support what she heard. Because, again, the judge asked, is there anything to put on record? And Candy says, not from us.
well, what would benefit? What they should do? I mean, really, they should allow cameras in the courtroom. That will dispel a lot of stuff.
Well, cameras aren't allowed.
I know that. I'm just saying they should allow. I'm just saying they should allow it.
Listen, I don't have a problem with cameras not being allowed. What I have a problem with is her not allowing at least a small group of the press to be in the courtroom. I think that may be an issue for appeal.
Well, possibly, but you know what? But they're in the overflow room, and they reported pretty much one-sided. And even when the defense came up, right, they gave, I mean, they should have covered it almost like word to word, like they did a prosecution. So that's why that's another reason why I rely on all of it to put it together. But if I could just, if I get the daily updates from Dottie or Hollywood, which they are pretty much accurate, then I could kind of decode what happened and try to figure out, where they're going and all that type of stuff with it.
Well, listen,
a lot of
I
work.
understand in the overflow room, but the press is saying, look, the feed goes out. We don't hear everything. We don't see things. They just filed another lawsuit today. Was it today? Yeah, I think it was today. Because they're saying, we, even in the overflow room, we don't have the access that we should have. And and the Tribune has joined, and this is here in Chicago. A lot of other media outlets have joined because they want to be somebody. You can't have one damn person from the media in there.
Right. That's crazy.
They're saying that there's noise from the other overflow room, that the feed goes out, that, they can't hear. They're not seeing evidence that's shown to the jury only. And, they should be able to, even if they can't say exactly what it is, they should be able to see that evidence and have some type of general report on it, like they did that video.
Right.
They didn't say, hey, they showed a video of somebody eating shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's crazy that you would show them that video,
right,
but you wouldn't let them hear an audio of him cursing somebody out and beating them. Because they didn't allow the media to hear that. And they're, they filed a complaint against that, and they're saying, look, why couldn't we hear that? We can't have accurate coverage if we're not,
if you're limited, right?
So they filed one today.
Wow.
And I just don't see why, unless the defense or R. Kelly asks for there not to be media in the courtroom.
No, they did that because of spit. Lord, I just landed on Spitting Fire name. I think they did that because of Spitting Fire.
Don't put that out there.
No, they did that because of the coronavirus, and
I understand that.
Reason,
I understand that, but I get that. I get it was because of the pandemic and all of that, but there's enough room in that courtroom. Like they said, they asked for just 6, then they asked for just 3. You're gonna tell me you can't allow 3 reporters to be by the damn door 6 feet away from everybody? I can't see it.
But you hear what they said, right? They have the jury sitting where the spectators are, and they have the witnesses take the jury area and use that as the stand. So but I just don't like the one-sided reporting, because I can get nothing accurate if all you just giving me is just what the prosecution said. And what did the defense say? What did the defense say to it? How am I supposed to figure out what they're trying to do?
Well, I've seen reports on what the defense said throughout the trial, but in the very beginning, I would say the first week and a half, all they reported on was the prosecution. Yeah. And I would assume because it was the prosecution presenting their case. But you still want to know, how it was counteracted. if any other testimony, but they did some reports. I've seen quite a few reports on, them reporting on the defense and how they tried to discredit witnesses, and mainly they all say they failed, to discredit the witnesses. I've seen some where they said that they did catch one witness in a lie. I've seen those reports. But again, I'm not, like, I go on Twitter and I report stuff from Twitter that the reporters say. I haven't really followed the case like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I look for reports every day, but I'm not like, trying to figure out what the hell really happened. All I want to know is, really, to be honest, how strong the prosecution's case is.
Right.
Because when you're looking for a guilty verdict, that's what you're interested in. Just like people who are looking for him to be found not guilty, they're interested in, disproving the testimony.
Yeah, I'd be interested in. I want to know who proved their case, but I'd be more interested in the strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like what was going to be the strategy? So that's what I want to know. And
I
will
mean,
somebody buy it?
you pretty much know what the prosecution's strategy is going to be in a damn RICO case. But I didn't see. I thought I would see a strategy from the defense, and I saw none.
Yeah, they have one. Look like to me they're gonna try to throw. Well, it is over now. Well, I mean they had a defense.
They didn't have a defense. They didn't. That defense, they didn't.
They had one. They had one. They tried on certain ones. I done talked about it extensively, and I know they don't want to go through it in this chat no more. I done talked about the last 4-5 lives. That's what we've been concentrating on.
See, I missed the last 4 or 5 lives.
Yeah, they have a defense. They have what is called an exculpatory defense, which is called just as plain, it's called the excuse defense. And
yeah,
It confirmed it for me when they submitted that last motion, and it asked to include mistake of fact as a defense. A mistake of fact is an excuse defense. So
it is. It is an excuse defense. However, wasn't that on the Illinois law? Didn't they want the mistake of fact? Weren't they saying that the prosecution gave a definition of law that wasn't accurate?
Was that about the herpes or that's going to require me to pull up a different document. With the mistake of fact in regards to the age, it depends on what state you are in, if that can be even a defense. That depends on the state. But as a general thing, mistake of fact is a defense, right? Mistake of
No, I know that, but what I'm asking you is, in their motion, in the defense's motion, they were asking the judge to kind of tweak the Illinois law, because the defense was saying that the description of the law, or the definition of the law that they put in, was inaccurate.
Right.
But that's what I read. I think that's what I read. I'm pretty sure that's what I read.
Y'all forgive me, but that was in regards to the STD, right? When in regards to the herpes and her age.
I believe. Oh shoot, I can't even remember. What I remember though,
they were arguing something in there that with regards to that they were using the current version of the jury pattern with regards to Illinois instead of using the version that was enforced when the alleged crime took place.
You got that backwards. They want them to use the current. The defense wants them to use the current law, but the prosecution is using the law that was in place at the time the act allegedly happened.
That's what I said.
No, you said it backwards.
No, I just said the one what they submitted was 2018 is what the defense want them to use, but the prosecution is using the one when the crime occurred.
Right. Which is but that's what they're supposed to be using.
Right. That's what they're supposed to be using, yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be using. So I didn't get that at all. They're supposed to be using the law that was in place at the time the alleged crime occurred. How can you use the law that wasn't even in place? So I really didn't get that.
Right.
Because if the crime occurred in 98, then that's the law that's applicable to that crime is 98. How can you use the law in 2018 for a crime that happened in 98?
Well, they trying it. I mean, they got to try something. I mean, they can't sit up there and just twiddle their thumb and say, okay, we're going to let it, we're going to let it fall where it may. But no, they had to try, something. They trying to get something moving and shaking. But, honey, them people, they caught all of that. Hell, I know if I caught it, I thought they had done some time. Look, I said, wait a minute, this is not the elements that's in the
indictment.
Right.
Yeah.
So it ain't, work anyway. Well, honey, let me get off of him so before I pass out. This is my third
dear.
time
Always a pleasure. Well, my morning has started.
Man. Oh, your morning has started.
Yeah, it's my morning now.
Oh. You in America? 4:11. I mean, what did you? I mean, this is 4:11 where I am. So
and it's 3:11 where I am. Yeah, my morning starts about 1 a.m.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. You okay. You ain't on the 9 to 5 list. Like what? No, ma'am.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for letting me come on.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for everybody that came on through. So thank you to all.
Yes. Yes. I pop in and listen whenever I can. Sometimes you be a little late for me, or sometimes I can listen and not, Well, I rarely ever comment. But I listen.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's all I need is a listener. One to do.
Well, you have plenty of them, darling. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
You really are doing great. But yeah, let's get out of here because I do have to get things, time to make the donuts, girl.
Oh, Lord. Lord, let them be Krispy Kreme donuts. Let them be like that light come on. You know what, y'all? Hey, I'm going to tell y'all something. This so funny, but so my child don't really do nothing black or whatever. Honey, we was out of town one day.
Oh, you got some of them too?
Yes, I'm just cruising. Baby, I looked over there and saw that Krispy Kreme light. I done came all the way across the street, across traffic, and baby, and tell the truth, you can do that in front of a cop, and you won't get stopped because they know that you're going trying to get in there with that light come on. They know what you're trying to do. You be about to kill somebody. You be like, oh shit, there go that light. Now the Krispy Kreme donuts over here by me. Let me tell you, they light don't never be on.
Really?
Yeah, but only on the black side. Well, let me not say black side. On where the more black people at, you can ride by there. That light be blinking, line be all everywhere. They just be everywhere. I'm like, well, damn. Every time I go through there, I gotta get these cold ass donuts. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put them on the seat to warm them up or whatever. You know, this is crazy. But yeah, you can cut all through traffic. Cop won't even give you a ticket. You said the light.
Girl.
When my child was in the car, she was like, "Oh my God, what you doing?" I said, "Girl, the light on over in the Krispy Kreme." She just looking like, "Oh my, it's not that serious." I said, "Child, you
It
don't know
is
nothing.
that serious.
It
Okay.
is. It's a matter of life and death." That light on. Here go that light. You baby, you have to scrape up your coins, baby.
Well, here the light is usually always on. We don't have that problem. We get fresh, warm, hot donuts. And for me, it's Krispy Kreme donuts and Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Oh, somebody else said that, and I said, "You are ridiculous." Let me tell you something. They got that
Baby,
Dunkin' donut. Uh-uh.
listen, there are Dunkin' Donuts here. Now, some of them, I have to say, not all of them are created equal. But there is a few Dunkin' Donuts here. Girl, that damn coffee make you want to slap your mama.
Really?
Oh my
Uh-uh.
goodness. If you get a good cup of Dunkin' coffee, it is nothing like it.
Let me tell you something. I got by five. I don't know how many different versions of those machines that do them K cups. But you can buy those the little Starburst. You can not
Yeah,
Starbucks. Starbucks.
Starbucks,
I'm
right.
not a coffee drinker, but that damn little K cup thing. Oh Lord, baby, listen. You go buy them little things that go with it,
The little
and I
pod.
thought my friend occurred. Mm.
Oh, so you're not a coffee drinker.
No, I'm not a coffee drinker.
Oh,
But I
see,
would
I
find
am.
myself buying those little things, and I'll get hooked on the flavors. I buy like the little packs, and they have different ones, and I'll get the different little flavors with them. Just pop it on in there when I get a taste for something like something with that caramel flavor, Lord, hazelnut, all of that. Ooh, it be blended perfectly, but I have to put a whole bunch of sugar in it. Honey, look here. All you can see is me keep going back to that machine. Woo, I love it. That's the best thing but I'm not a coffee drinker. All of that, them people that had that coffee that be in that carafe and I got nothing like that.
Well, I'm not that deep, but I have to have my coffee. Now, I'm not a person, I can't sit up and drink coffee all day. When I wake up, I need my coffee.
Mm-mm.
The day is not the day, but the very first thing I do when I wake up is get some coffee. I'm either making some coffee or I'm calling up some coffee. Somebody gonna deliver me some coffee.
Really?
Uh oh, absolutely. I've had 2 cups already, and I'm good now.
No.
Oh yeah, as soon as I wake up,
Oh, honey.
it is the very first thing I do. I cannot function without my coffee. I really cannot. But I have a cup, sometimes 2. That's it for the day. I'm not a person that can, oh, I need some coffee at 10 o'clock, or I need some coffee at 2 o'clock. I can't do that. But I gotta have it when I wake up. As soon as I wake up, it is the very first thing I do. I'm either Uber Eats, bring me some Dunkin'.
Mm-mm.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm good after that. But yeah, and I'm a coffee person, so I don't want that flavor coffee. That ain't coffee to me. I
See,
drink my coffee
that's
black.
what I'm gonna drink flavored coffee.
I don't
That's the
want that.
purpose of them K cups.
I don't want flavor coffee. I want my coffee black, no sugar, no cream.
Oh no, ma'am, honey. Your sister, no, ma'am. That to me just like drinking a cigarette.
And
Oh,
unfortunately, I smoke those too.
oh no, Lady of Leisure. No, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh
Listen, I was in the hospital for a month. And I told them, look, by day 3, if y'all don't let me out this MF to get a cigarette, all the alarms going off because I'm smoking right here in this bed.
Oh, no.
And they were like, no, oh, girl. But, you know, I was in the hospital almost a month. No smoking.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got home, the first thing I wanted to do was get a cigarette. And I promised myself, I'm not going to smoke no more. You know, it is the hardest thing I have ever tried to do was to quit smoking. And I've tried several times. Oh my God, girl. I don't know what the hell they putting in these cigarettes. And I'm not I don't have an addictive type personality. You know what I'm saying? It is the hardest thing I have ever tried to do. And I just cannot. No matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, I have done everything to quit smoking. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I always say they should have rehab for smokers, and I'm dead ass serious on that.
Yeah.
Because this shit is addictive. I mean, it's absolutely don't have a cigarette. Your ass have headaches, the shakes, all type of shit.
Really?
Yes.
No. And you tried the patches and the gum?
The patches, the gum. I even tried the damn injections, which is really, this was years ago. It's really nothing but Botox, and it just freezes your fucking lips so you can't pucker, so you can't fucking smoke. You know, it paralyzes the nerves around your mouth. I have done everything except hypnotism, and that's going to be next. Girl, I'll be smoking with patches on, okay?
No.
Yeah. It is. And you know, I often wonder, my mother smoked 50 years. And she just all of a sudden say one day, and you know what? I'm tired of this shit. And just quit. And never picked up another cigarette. Let me throw away a pack of cigarettes. My ass out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Finding a gas station with some cigarettes. I can't.
How many packs you smoke a day?
I smoke a pack a day. Well, you know what? Honestly, now about a pack and a half a day. And that's absolutely terrible.
No.
It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. And the thing is, I hate the way the shit smell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I walk in my house and it smells like cigarettes, baby, the walls getting washed, the curtains coming down, everything must go. Because I hate the smell.
Somebody said, did you try Chantix? Midnight Oasis said, did you try Chantix? Chantix?
Yeah, it's a pill. That shit made me crazy. Baby, I was seeing sound and hearing colors. That shit is not for human consumption. It made me extremely depressed. I was married at the time. I literally wanted to kill my husband. For no fucking reason whatsoever. Them damn things make you crazy. No, thank you. Yeah, I did try it. And they were helpful. Now, if you can get through the suicidal shit and the depression and the murderous shit, you can make it. But it was horrible. I'm already an aggressive person. So I can't have anything that's going to add more aggression because I'll shoot your ass in a minute.
Right.
It was not for me, but it did. I cannot lie. It did work, but I could not have that. Yeah, they make you crazy. And a
Right.
few years after I took them, they actually had this um they had this big lawsuit. Uh what do you call it? You know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the word right now.
Class
They had
action.
a class they had a class action lawsuit, yeah.
Mm.
Because it people were killing themselves taking it. Cause yeah, that shit makes you crazy. And I remember going to the doctor and he said, look, if you have any of these side effects, I said, well, why didn't you tell me this shit before you gave it to me? Because I'm sitting up here wondering why the hell I'm dreaming in Technicolor and the sight of my goddamn husband makes me want to blow his damn brains out.
Mm-mm.
He ain't did shit. You know, I'm just looking at him like, I just want this motherfucker dead. And I would be dead ass serious. And I told my doctor, I said, you know, I've been having murderous thoughts about my husband. He said, stop taking that shit.
Oh no, you want to murder his ass?
Angie, the man had not done a damn thing. When I tell you he could walk in the door and just the sight of him would make me just want to blow his damn brains out.
Oh damn. Look
I
like to
mean,
me, what it do, Candy Cane? Look like
seriously.
to me, you ain't need no chances. Look like to me, you probably needed Xanax or something. Damn, gave you the wrong stuff. You just look at it, you want to blow his head off. Oh my
Girl,
god.
I'm telling you,
Uh-uh.
I am telling you, I never, and he would say, you look at me like you hate me. What did I do? And I would just leave. I would leave the house because I literally wanted to kill this man for no fucking reason at all.
You know what? I wanted to kill the Walker husband. I surely do. And I don't know if I see him again. I don't know if I might not act out on that. Because I'm gonna tell you, child, this one day here, look, Lord, I'm gonna get off here as I get say this. This one day, because okay, so I was trying to, get him out, right? I was trying to freeze him out. I had stop sleeping with him. I ain't want to talk to him. I just want him to go. And people just
Yeah.
don't break up with you because I want to break. I just want to break the hell up. So listen. So it's a long story. I mean, he actually just for to get my attention or whatever, he actually had turned himself into the. He had a warrant, and I'll just say he had a warrant, and he just turned himself on into the. He had all kind of crazy shit like that, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
he's so damn crazy. So one day he done come home, and and I'm talking about he done got bit by a snake or whatever. I just hated this. I just hated when 3:30. I'm sorry, like 3:30 come because I know he was getting off, and then look like before 4 o'clock he was walking in the door, and I just like I'd be so sick, like oh I can't stand him. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like one day, and this one I just stopped talking. I had stopped talking for a minute to his ass. Talking like I done got bit by a snake, but you don't care. Like I sure don't. You
Right.
still walk around here, ain't
Because
you?
you still living. Shit.
Walking. He ain't got bit by no snake. He when he went to the hospital talking about he had ulcers bleeding on his stomach. None of that was going on with him. He had none of that going on. I can't.
And you know what? It was time to get rid of him because his ass was crazy, okay? And the thing of that, and I absolutely understand what you're saying. And this is why, and I'm speaking to a friend right now, and he know who he is. This is why I do not understand. I have a friend that's been in a relationship with a married woman for 5 years.
Oh God.
Yeah, how dumb are you?
Mm.
And she tells all the lies that married people tell when they got a side nigga. Oh, he
Mm.
just there because of this. Oh, he ain't working and he'll take my house and all that shit. When you tired of a nigga, when you done, you wouldn't give a damn what he had.
Right.
If this is all it takes to get rid of your ass, you can have it. I'll buy me some more.
Right. Unless it's yours. It's different.
No, no.
And then at some point you be ready to tell you something. I'll pack it up. Okay. You know what I'm saying? At some point, but
Angie, when you get to the point where you just want to get rid of a man, well, me, okay, because I had a husband. Look, because they only want to fight with you to keep you in the game. They only want to fight with you to keep something going.
Right.
You can't fight by yourself. You can't argue by yourself. And I had one who wanted, my dad had a lot of shit. And he didn't want his wife to have none of this shit. So my dad put every goddamn thing he owned in my name. Right. This motherfucker even want the shit he knew belonged to my dad. This ain't my shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But it got to a point where I just wanted him gone so bad. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you this hot ass $10,000. I'm gonna give you this house and every goddamn thing in it, and your motherfucking kids. I'm up. That lasted about 2 weeks. He didn't get my money back though. He didn't give them, but come get these goddamn kids. You got this motherfucking house back. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're at a point where you just don't want a man in your life, you will get that motherfucker whatever it is to get rid of him. If it's all it's gonna take to get rid of you, you can have this shit and be gone.
Unless you're a lawyer and you'll find a way around it.
Absolutely. But sometimes, Angie, when you're in that, I won't say emotional state, that goddamn turmoil.
Right.
That goddamn, that mental turmoil, man, fuck that shit. You can have it. You can have it. Because, see, I'm the type of bitch that'll give it to you and come burn the shit down.
Oh, yeah, you going to jail.
Oh, no. And then, look, listen, sweetie.
Shit, I burnt it.
Sweetie. Ain't been yet.
Oh, Lord.
I done burned up plenty of shit. And stood there. And waited on the goddamn people to come. As a matter of fact, burned up one motherfucker, blew it up, called fire department, and stood right there.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I was crazy like that.
Are you a Virgo?
But you have to, pardon me?
I said, are you a Virgo?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. That explains it. Yeah, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Venge for all that. I can wait 20 years to get your ass back.
Yes, DJ Money. Yes, DJ the Money. Oh, I know. I see. Oh, okay. I know you. I know you come from. Yes. Let me get off here, before I be. Ooh,
yes, it's been grand. We must do it again sometime. I'll pop in.
Yes. Well, all right, ma'am. So let's see. Thanks again to, let's see, Lady Leisure, The Truth, a man named Sandra, Robert Killer,
Dom K.
Amazing, Dom K. Everybody came to Spitting Fire. I said DJ the Money. Everybody, Candy Cane, Cotton Candy, Mocha, Kayla, everybody, Libby J. Honey, who else? That's it, Candy Cane, Midnight Oasis, Love, Mom Life Love. I seen a whole bunch of people. Anyway, thanks again, y'all. All right, to the hostess, and the guests, and everybody else. Till the next time. Peace. Hopefully we'll be. I ain't gonna do no verdict watch party. It ain't gonna happen because I got too much stuff to do. But anyway, hopefully we'll get an answer sooner than later. All right, y'all. Good night.
Thanks, Angie. Good night.
No problem. Bye, y'all.